The other thing, people were like, oh, Shane, no, it wasn't technically an album. He didn't release it on audio. It wasn't the right time frame. Like, nope, there was 94, not like options, people, whatever, specials. And they just did not give him the nod on that one, which is just, insane. Jackpocket, America's #1 lottery app.
Jackpocket.
It is the easiest way to buy lottery tickets in the world. It's the only way to buy lottery tickets because we were living in the goddamn Stone Age for the last eternity since the lottery was invented by having to buy paper tickets in person. Now you can just buy your tickets to any lottery right here on your phone. Most importantly, they got the Powerball and the Mega Millions. Let's check the Jackpocket. Let's check the jackpots today. They also have all the other ones. They got Pick 4, and Cash 5, and $1,000 a day for life. Powerball's up to $103 million, and Mega Millions. Oh, what did I just get here? I just got a $500 in free credits from a free credit feast for Thanksgiving. You can gobble up $500 in free credits if you join the monthly marathon giveaway. So they're just constantly giving away stuff like this. Enter now. Boom. Activate. Done. I don't know. That was easy. I don't even know what just happened. But I think I might win $500. And Mega Millions is at $361 million. So as always, we're gonna get some tickets here. We'll do the Mega Millions 361. I'll pick the numbers. But what would you get? What would be your first purchase if you hit Mega Millions?
I don't know. I just got a pretty cool jacket.
A good jacket is such a good splurge. If you win Mega Millions, buy a nice jacket.
Yeah.
First thing you do. We got 1, 9, 24, 51, 61, and 10. I think I might just get a cool car too. I'm not a car guy, but if you got like money to burn, it's like you know what I found in my car? They just filled the cup holder with sunscreen with sun lotion, sunblock. They just filled the whole cup holder with sunblock. Imagine if I had like a fucking $250,000 car. Luckily, I at least a Ford. But it's like, what'd you do that for? I don't know. We were playing with the sunblock. Thanks, guys. Appreciate that. Anyway, you can buy whatever you want when you hit the Powerball or the Mega Millions with Jackpocket. Right now, new users, code KFC. You get your first ticket for free. That's code KFC when you download Jackpocket, America's #1 lottery app and the official partner of Barstool Sports.
Maybe Bruins season tickets.
There you go. That's a good one. It's another edition of KFC Radio on the Barstool Sports Network. It's like a episode of Suits, baby.
We are in suits.
Men in suits.
I did not factor the color of the couch into my suit choice.
It doesn't look great.
It does. All right, if you're watching this,
just tearing you down, bro.
If you're watching this, imagine I'm on a green couch.
Then you'd be great.
Yeah, Jackie, can you actually just Photoshop this whole couch to be green for the entire
green screen the couch? This is like a 10-year-old idea finally coming to fruition. John, when we first got in office, was like, I'm going to wear a suit once a week, like minimum. I'm going to be dressing. You guys, like, we're used to working from home. Everybody in the beginning of Barstool, everybody worked from home. And then you guys, even once you had the Milton office, it was basically still working from home.
Yeah.
Wear whatever you want. Half the time I didn't even have pants on, let alone dress up. And then the idea was, okay, once we got an office, we got a place to go. John's going to show off the fits. And did you even do it once?
I never did it.
Not even once.
No.
Not even once.
It was basically part of a joke I had where I was just like, you guys are all, or not you guys, the rest of the world is lucky I have a career where I don't wear suits because I can wear a suit.
There is something about everybody, though. Like, it's a very, I don't know if it's a placebo effect or if there's something literal to it, but everybody is a schlub, and then they put on a suit, and they bump up at least a couple points.
Well, it gives you your masculine shape. It gives you the V.
Because the
shoulders, and then when you button, it brings you in, so you look broader and stronger and more manly in a suit.
Well, if you're wearing an Express suit, it's top-notch. These are the modern tech suits that are from Express, which are not only affordable and machine washable and dryable, but just sharp.
Very nice.
I got the, I don't know, I'd call it like a steel gray, maybe.
Steel gray, yeah. That's a great
I was between this and like a real like light blue one, like a cocky light blue one. And I was like, this one I'll probably get some more use out of. I'll be able to wear this every day. There was also an eggplant, maybe I'd say.
I saw
almost
that.
did that.
I flirted with that.
Yeah. So, but no, as always, ended up going fastball down the middle, blue suit. But they are, I mean, from head to toe, I got the shirt, the tie, even down to the leather white sneakers if you want to keep it a little casual. Express has you covered every which way. And these are, you can wear these every day if you're going to work, if you if you're in sales, you need to look sharp, whatever it may be. If you have an everyday use for suits, they've got you covered. So go to express.com, use promo code SADBOYSEASON, SZN, get 20% off, and you can get it. You can use that online or in person if you go to the store. I suggest you go to the store, try it on, maybe get some fitting done, some tailor done, and use Sad Boy Season. Get 20% off on the modern tech suits as well as all their comfortable clothes, the Pima T-shirts, the cotton T-shirts, the stretch jeans and chinos. From casual to fancy, they got you covered every day. So whether you're doing suit day at work like Feitelberg, where you wear it to the office all the time, or you're looking to dress casual, Express has you covered on everything from T-shirts to jeans, chinos, sweaters, suits, button-ups, everything, polos, anything you need. So this holiday season, shop at express.com.
You look very nice.
Yeah?
Yeah, you do.
Thank you. I mean, it's more of a rarity, like you said. People know when Feitelberg puts on a suit, like, we see it often. You pull it off.
I don't think we see it that often.
You have a lot of events.
I feel like we do. You're always going to something. Charity events and fucking, I don't know. To me, it's like, am I in court or did someone die?
Yeah.
That's always this is my shit,
You're like Broadway with your aunt. Or
Yeah. But so I don't know what's better. Is you kind of have the reputation, and people can like almost like close their eyes and picture it, see you in a suit, see you looking sharp, know that that's like your thing. Great reputation to have. I lack that, but what I do have is when I put on a suit, people are like floored.
It's like Superman popped into the telephone box.
It's like you so rarely see this that when I am in a suit, people are like, oh my God, like you clean up. So, I got like a card to play, whereas you're just like, your cards are always on the table.
Yeah.
two different sides. Either way, though, when you put on a suit, just something happens where, like, maybe it's that thing, maybe it's just that it's fancy, you're looking good, but the confidence goes up.
It's very nice to be wearing a suit. Barstool Sports is not the place to put a suit on. I was trying to get ready in the bathroom, and it was the most disgusting experience of my life. It was.
Explain it exactly what you said.
If you don't know the Barstool bathroom, there's one urinal and then there are two stalls on either side of the urinal.
With no room. It's like your shoulders touch the walls of the stalls.
Yeah.
If you're at the urinal, and so it's wall, toilet, urinal, wall, toilet, wall. It's all crammed together.
And I peed first before the show, and then I was fixing my tie and all that stuff, and there were two people in the stalls. It was like they ate farts for breakfast. It was just dueling pianos, just. And I like honest to God, longer than I've ever stayed in the bathroom for something like that. I was trying to get it together because I had I had to fix my collar and my tie and all that stuff, and eventually I just had to walk out. It was insane. It was a nightmare.
I mean, at that point it was like 11 a.m. People get to work around like 10 here. It's like, you just got to work. You need to shit already? Just fucking shit at home before you come here, you people.
Yeah, I don't think this job kind of applies to like the shit on company time rule.
Yeah.
Like
you can tailor your shitting to make sure you do it, at home. I guess it's the weird coffee freaks who come in, drink your coffee, and you immediately have to shit. Isn't that so weird that the most popular drink in the world makes you immediately shit? And like 90% of the world just like, yeah, we do that. Like, that's what we do. Dude, we drink coffee and shit immediately.
I am so happy that is one of the addictions, because it's an addiction
totally.
I've never had.
Yep.
Where it was just like, I notice it particularly when we're on the road, when like we stay in a hotel and you walk downstairs in the morning and there's like a cafe in the hotel. There's a good line for like 45 minutes.
Yep.
Waiting for people waiting to get their coffee.
Or
if
even
I had to stand in this line before I started to feel good or like feel like me or whatever they say about coffee, I would murder someone in that line.
And like even when you are on the road and you see people like their everyday schedule, it's like you need another one already.
Yeah.
I gotta stop and get a coffee. Like we just fucking did that. It is steer clear of that one unless you want to sponsor us, in which case Stella Blue Coffee, go get it. I think I had one of the best weekends of my entire life.
Oh, good, because I did something Thursday.
Good or bad?
Unbelievable. I genuinely think it'll be the coolest thing I ever do in my career.
You go first. Wait, is this work related?
No. But like,
well, our world is just
yeah. So Wednesday night, I get a text from my buddy Scotty. Scotty owns Factory 380.
Oh, right. I had called you in the middle of this, but I never got the scoop. Yeah.
I'm so happy. So I was gonna tell you, and then you had to run.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, thank God, because I didn't want to tell him, but like I wanted to tell him, kind of
Let's
deal.
Go,
dude. So he texts me Wednesday night, and he's like, Johnser, we're doing a commercial down to the factory. Love you to come down. And I was like, I'm there. I'll cancel my plans. I'll be there. So I had to cancel the movie I was going to go see in the middle of the day. Still haven't seen Anora. And we go and they're filming a commercial. And I thought like it was just going to be like full bar. You kind of wave at the camera as like Scotty goes around. And it ends up being, I brought Paz and Owen with me. I happened to be with them. And so it's the three of us. And it's all done like Entourage style. We pull up in a yellow cab and the doors open and then it like follows us into the bar and it like shows the bar off and all that stuff. And why I think it's so cool is because the commercial is not for TV. The commercial is not for the internet. The commercial is for in-flight TVs on Aer Lingus for the next year. And I was just like dying at the thought. It was like some stoolie going on vacation to Ireland. Be like, is that fucking Feitelberg?
And it's just for the bar? Like, come to Factory 380?
I think it's like some like outreach program Aer Lingus is doing with Irish-owned establishments in New York City.
Yeah.
With like showing off. And I think they picked like 4 bars. 2 of them are Scotty's, I believe. And I don't know where it's going to play on it. I don't know where it happens.
Yeah.
But it's a commercial for the in-flight TVs on Aer Lingus. And I was like, fuck yes, dude, that is so cool.
It's like, I made it, Ma. Yeah. Oh, you got to roll in a movie? Nah, no, it's a commercial. Oh, on television? Nope. It's on the internet? Nope, not there either. That might be the lowest and last form of screen. Yeah. Like, I guess I would put that above taxi cab screen.
I would put it above it, yes.
Yeah. Airplane, a little more classy than that. You're probably, but you're getting the cab. You're getting more exposure. It's a quantity thing.
Yeah.
But we'll put Aer Lingus screen above it. But that's funny.
Go to Factory 380. It's a truly great bar. It is my favorite bar in the city. But it was also such a cool commercial. Like Scotty, it was funny doing it with me, Pavs, and Owen, because we were watching Scotty like direct the whole thing.
Right.
And Owen's like, we have to let him direct it out of order because like he's in it. Like he's good. But it was just it was a cool commercial. But I was like, that's so awesome that this is just gonna be playing on Aer Lingus flights.
What did you just like wear? Dress casual? Like, did you?
Yeah, I just wore whatever I was wearing Thursday.
They weren't doing no hair and makeup for the Aer Lingus.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, Jackie was going to come, and you were doing something, and she's like, "But text me if it's like a big production." And it was not. It's like it was one cameraman, but it was fucking so sick. I don't know why I think it's so sick, but I'm like, Aer Lingus commercial is so fucking awesome.
Well, I can promise you this: any stoolie that does go to Ireland within the next year, you will get a picture, a screen. Like, people will take a picture of that and tag you in it every single goddamn time. I did a little hair and makeup the other day. I had my eyebrows drawn on.
Really?
Yeah, I had to do headshots for like a product that I'm working on, so they needed high-res photos of me. And so I was getting all dolled up, and I was like, might as well get some eyebrows. And I can't tell. I think at this point, I'm so used to not having eyebrows that I think eyebrows now look weird on me. Because
does it like is it a permanent thing? Like
no. It's almost like mascara. What's that called? Like a
eyebrow,
whatever.
But it's gone right now.
Yeah. Okay. Now these are my regulars. But I did like a 1 Minute Man video first, like, and I'm interested to see like do I look weird to you there or normal?
I think you look good. You look. I would say. I would say normal to good.
That looks weird to me. That I have those eyebrows are like very.
No, I'm actually dropping the normal. You look good.
But like, okay, this one's a different. This is bad lighting, so I just look ugly in general. But like my eyebrows. Does that look weird?
That looks ridiculous. Yeah. That was crazy.
But that's like what, and then this would be like. Let me get another. Like this would be my regular like. There's just no eyebrows. You know what I mean? Like, that looks normal to me, but most people go, where the fuck are your eyebrows?
Comparatively, 3 is the most normal, 1 is the best, 2 is the worst.
Yeah, but the picture was the same as the video.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like and here's like one of the headshots that I took. Like, so, see, that one looks weird, I think. I don't know. Does that look normal or weird?
No, that looks crazy.
Yeah, right?
That looks like Uncle Leo. When Uncle Leo gets
when he draws them
off, yeah.
But they're not like. But that's his eyebrows.
From afar, it looks like very like a cartoonish.
Because so what do I do? Just go with no eyebrows.
I mean, it's one of those things like you'll get used to it once you start seeing it a few times.
But that's my point. Like, does it look weird on me or it just looks weird?
I think it just looks weird because you look different.
Yeah.
And then, but like if
are you
asking
Uncle
should
Leo,
you start doing this?
Well, I'm not gonna do it every day, but like if I need to, I mean, every time I put a video, everyone's like, "Where you have no eyebrows." So when it's something like, it's like I'm working with a different company and they want like headshots, I'm like, if it's my video, I don't give a fuck. But it's like, I don't know if they're gonna make like a poster of me to promote something and it's just an eyebrowless freak. I don't want that. But I also don't want to look like Uncle Leo. I just want to have fucking eyebrows, man.
What is this company?
It's a liquor company. So they asked for like some headshots for promotional purposes, and it's like, I mean, like the difference between, wait.
That is very jarring.
That one I think is also just like bad, weird lighting, but it's getting old, man.
Have you guys seen like the TikTok trend of girls asking guys like words that girls would know?
No.
I feel like you guys would know all of these.
Okay, I was gonna say let's do it.
Okay,
because we've done those things before here where it's a product. Like, what is this?
Yeah.
And I usually get those.
I think,
and that fucking uncultured swine, misogynistic swine out there never got them.
Okay,
they always guess it's like a sex toy every time. Yeah. Everything's a sex toy.
Waterline.
Yes, I know this.
Do you?
Yeah, it's your mascara. Like the
eyeliner?
where you put your eyeliner up.
Nice. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Money piece. Money pieces.
No, I don't know that one.
You don't know that one?
Money piece?
What do you think? Take a guess.
Money piece. Like a
money pieces.
Money pieces.
I would guess like the part of your outfit you make that pops.
Apparently that's wrong. I would guess it's a makeup. I don't know, like maybe something like little like glitter, sparkle, like little money pieces on your makeup.
It's like the hairs around your face that like brighten your face. Like people like will brighten it because it like the money pieces are the ones around your face.
Oh, like a money shot.
Is that like what they call baby hairs? I hate that.
Yeah, no, but like baby hairs are like
flyaways.
Yeah, technically.
There's like the bad version of that, right? It's
slut like, strands, yeah.
Slut strands.
Yeah.
I like that one better. Yo, that's
not money. Like money pieces are like more like the chunk.
You keep like vaguely referencing. Do you have money pieces?
Like I haven't gotten
like
my
that
haircut.
one chunk that's hanging down right now is
like,
the money piece.
These would be the money pieces. Yeah, like the ones.
Around I see.
It's just like the most important part of your hair.
Slut strands is like if I put my hair in a ponytail and I pull down strands.
Yeah.
Yeah, to me, like that was like all the Puerto Rican girls I ever loved had like this slicked back down hair in a ponytail or a bun, and then 2 like distinct, like hoop earrings, Reebok classic high tops. Oh my god.
Okay, you guys are gonna know this one. French tips.
Nails.
Yeah. My favorite, by the way. I was doing blind ranking nails filters. You know those things where you have like 1 to 10.
Yeah.
And you have to order them.
Yes.
So I was doing that with Shay, and I was treating it very seriously. I was like, we got to decide. You got to know what kind of nails, what kind of girl you are here. You know what I mean? Like, if I don't want you walking around with these big, long, gaudy, obnoxious nails. You know. So she was blind ranking them, and like when just like a nice, clean French tip nail popped up, I was like waiting for her answer. You know, she put it very high, so I was like happy about that. Like it was like a clean. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right?
Technically, in the last 4 years, I would say like 3 years, they've been like trashy, but it's coming back around. Okay. I personally have not understood like the trash. Like I feel like it's good, but not. I feel like I just called Shay trash.
Well, no. If you saw the other nails, I mean these. You know, they're like
okay.
Then
yes.
Just like these are just like regular. There actually was one that was I think just like a nice. There was like a regular like red, like a big red nail, which I think is always like a classic look.
Yeah.
But almost like a nude, would you call it? Just like regular. Your nails just look nice, but they're not even like. People
love like the it's almost like a white marble. I don't know how else to describe it. Like that.
I was like, she was picking some shit at one point. I was like, no, we don't do that. And then we did a whole bunch. We did Taylor Swift songs. We did female artists. We did Christmas movies. We had all these things, and I was like, this is important shit. We're gonna decide right now and here what kind of woman you're gonna be.
Hell yeah.
That's so funny. I never thought about that with kids. Like you do what's currently popular, but I never thought of it as like you do TikTok trends. Like it makes perfect sense, but like what it was, I liked playing sports, but if you like consuming content, you would do that.
Well, it was the first time I've ever done it, and I think I regret it because right away she was like, "So, like, can I get TikTok?" And I was like, "For sure not." I was like, "Listen, you come around, my kids come around Daddy's house. There's basically no rules. It's like anything goes. One thing I am like going to be an extreme dad on is like, I was like, you're not touch. At least I say this now.
Yeah,
we know I'll fold, but my plan is like you ain't touching social media till you're like 27 because I just think it is the worst fucking possible. I struggle to handle it as a 40-year-old man, right? As a 10-year-old girl or something. Like I can't even imagine how hard it is with. Did you get likes and did you get shares and mean comments and all that shit? So I was like,
they also just might end up being
filter.
Like badass bitches.
What's that?
I said everybody might just end up kind of being like, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm like, listen, can we, like, are you going to be like Alex Earl and be rich? Then we'll just get you a fucking page right now. Yeah. But otherwise. Anyway, back to the terms.
Sizes of tampons. Tampon sizes.
It's about your flow.
Heavy, light.
No, sorry. Name the sizes.
A heavy, light.
Well, I feel like that's more like pads. I don't think they would call it tampon heavy, would they? Maybe
fat pussy.
Yeah, it'd be like tight and slut.
I can't tell you
gets
sizes.
Like so immature with this question.
If you showed me vaginas, I could go. That one goes with that one.
I think it probably is named though. I would say like light, medium, heavy.
Okay, light, regular, and then super.
Super.
Oh, yeah. I actually knew that. I just thought you meant by sizes. I thought you meant something else.
Because it's less. It's more like about like the first day of your period, you have the light. And
yeah,
then
right.
So
but you know what they should do, just so maybe you guys can take a walk in our shoes for once, is they should put a number on it. Be like, you need a fucking 5 centimeter tampon or something. What a hoe! I'm over here with I got like a 2 centimeter tampon.
I'll tell them. What does purple shampoo do?
It keeps your hair blonde.
Yeah. Nice. And then Brazilian blowout.
That's where they blow on your asshole.
I can't say I know that one.
I think it's just like a style of getting your hair blown.
It's like
right?
it like presses your hair to like a certain straight.
Yeah.
Basically, it's like a what's it called? I can't think of the word.
I know a Brazilian and I know a blowout. I don't know a Brazilian blowout.
Yeah. Well, so separate.
What do you think would be terms for guys to girls? Do they have a list of that?
Also, there's one Okay, wait. There's also a list of like words that girls know that guys like don't know, and then guys know that girls don't know. Wait.
I guess we should give you the list of guys' terms, right?
What the fuck is that?
Do you guys know peplum?
No, I don't.
Really?
I don't know any of these.
Okay,
words.
wait. I know doula. Doula is like a midwife, basically. That like helps you. A peplum.
You know?
I have no idea what any of these words are.
Known
Doula-
better by males?
No, this one's the female one. Because ruche, do you guys know what ruching is?
Rouge, I feel like is that like a makeup thing? Like blush, like a red?
No, it's like on fabric, like when it's all cinched up.
Oh.
It's like ruching.
No.
Peplum's like a top that goes like at the bottom, it like flows out.
Okay. Why would I wouldn't know that
Wait,
one.
let me
No
see
way.
where the men
Wait,
are.
give me the rest of the list. Can you make that larger? Peplum.
I don't know the second one.
Peplum, buckle, buckle, Rouge, Pessary, Doula, Chignot.
I don't even think these are.
These are not
male
even
versus
English.
Female. These are just like vocabulary.
No, but these are fucking weird words, dude. These are words like I've never seen before.
Yeah.
Like I can look at words and I'd be like, I know that word, but I don't know the definition. I've never seen these words.
Okay, words for men.
Okay, let's see. You look away. And,
Yeah.
can you make it a little bit bigger, though?
Yeah.
All right. Well, right off the rip, though, I would not howitzer. I would not refer to a howitzer in terms of an instrument.
No, a
howitzer is a
howitzer is-
tank,
Howitzer
like artillery, right? And then
I would call it like you got a heavy shot.
That word, I've never seen that word.
It's just
Wait, you never seen howitzer before?
No.
Oh wow, okay. So
Like-
maybe this will be good.
like hockey is like.
Oh,
slap
okay, it's a
shot.
hockey thing. I mean, I think of it as like, well, first of all, it's in this world, it's a dick.
Yeah, yeah.
It's the size of your dick. But like a howitzer. Actually, I don't even know what I would have thought of pre-Barstool. I can't even like that. To me, now that just means dick.
It was
a
in
howitzer.
like the NHL games. Like, oh, he's got a he unleashes a howitzer.
I thought howitzer was like a. Maybe I'm mixing it up with Panzer. I thought howitzer was like a tank.
it is, but like
Oh,
it's
okay.
like a shot.
Okay,
Like
but
a-
so then, what kind of instrument is it?
I don't know that one.
That
no.
seems weird to me. Thermistor,
Preparation for lobster. No,
azimuth.
no.
I feel like there was a different list that I saw.
Are these? I feel like we're getting pranked. Like, are these
Yeah,
words?
these aren't words.
Piezoelectricity. Electricity in Italy. I don't think so. 24 words that are known mostly to men. Let's see. Here were the words that men were mostly recognized over women. Codec. C-O-D-E-C.
Nope.
Solenoid.
Nope.
Golem.
I know what a golem is. Yeah.
What's that?
It's a Jewish thing. Like I don't really know what it is, but I know it's bad, and I know it's a Jewish thing.
Mach.
Like a golem is like a bad sign thing. Mach, like Mach 5?
That's what I'm thinking, yeah. Humvee.
Yeah.
Do you know these, Jack?
No, I'm trying to. No, none of these.
You
You
don't
can
know
sound
Mach?
kind of. No.
Like if I said Mach 3, do you know what that means?
No, that sounds kind of familiar, but like
That's funny, too, because I bet, at one point it was all just about planes, and then I think most people might think of razors now. The Gillette
Yeah.
Mach 3. Humvee. You know what Humvee is?
something with like a car.
It's like a military type
Hummer.
SUV. Yeah.
Okay.
Claymore.
Bomb.
I think it's a sword.
Claymore?
Yeah.
Claymore's a landmine.
Yeah? Okay. Scimitar. That's definitely a sword.
That one I don't know. So.
Scimitar, I think, is a sword. Kevlar.
No.
That's like
But bulletproof material.
Yeah.
Oh.
The heavy duty material.
Paladin.
Natalie Portman in Star Wars.
I was going to say Padawan. Yeah. Bolshevism.
No. I know what the Bolsheviks are.
I think it's probably like
Was it
Bolsheviks.
something
It's probably
Russian?
like a Russian communist type of shit,
Yeah.
right? Bolsheviks. Biped? Bipped? I don't know how to say that. B-I-P-E-D.
Biped is a mammal or an animal on 2 feet.
Wow.
Oh, whoa.
Dreadnought.
I don't know that one.
And then here are the words that women are likely to know over men. Taffeta.
No.
Tresses.
No.
Bottle brush.
No.
Flouncy.
Yeah. I mean, you guys probably know
Mascarpone.
that. Yeah, mascarpone.
That's a dessert, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got it there. Decoupage.
Decoupage.
No.
Progesterone. That's like a hormone, right?
Yeah.
I know that one. Wisteria. Shout out to Wisteria Lane in Desperate Housewives. I know that one.
Yeah, I was gonna say I feel like I've
But that's probably not what they're talking about. Taupe. It's a color.
Yes.
Yeah.
Makeup. I feel like
think
it's
that's
taupe.
taupe.
Taupe. Peony. That's a flower.
Yeah.
And bodice.
Mold.
That's like that's part of your dress, right? The bodice. Yep. Fucking smoked it.
I'm probably not.
I think I knew more of the girl words than the guy words.
Yeah, that's why I was like, I know that, like the waterline stuff. I was like, I know that you guys would know.
I'm gonna you know when you in our blogger careers, there's always you have those moments where you go out on a limb and you talk about something that you don't know whether other people are gonna relate to it or not.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna do one of those. Jackie, you have to earmuff it. Have you ever you get in the shower, you're cold, and you get in the shower, and so your balls are really tight, right? And then, have you ever pulled them down and had an extreme amount of pain?
No,
Okay.
I have.
I was like, I don't know if other people have done this. Like imagine
Bat winged it?
Yeah, dude. So freezing cold, you're in the shower, you bat wing it. It hurts so much.
Why did you do that?
I don't know. It was like I was like start to wash, and then I noticed how like tight they were, and I was just kind of like, eh. and like it is such extreme pain that like you just got to ride out. It's like really, it's like it's not like your ball. It's not like it hitting the balls. It's like the skin. And I did it the other day like by accident. I mean, I had all my shit going on. And I was just like the way I was washing. I was like. I kind of pulled on it, and I was like, "No!" Because it's one of those things where it takes like a second to hit, you know. And I knew it was coming. Oh, I don't know if anybody else out there has ever experienced it. Disaster. Super. It feels like someone has a lighter just like right underneath your ballsack.
Oh, God.
Super painful and hot. Like stinging out, like ah! And the hot water's on it. I don't know if it's the water or just like bat winging once it's cold. I don't know if it has to be in the shower. I've never done it anywhere else outside of the shower. But if anybody else out there has done that, but I don't know. I mean, I can crack my dick and I got weird ball skin. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a fucking freak. Okay.
There's no like.
I mean, it sounds like that would hurt everybody. I think you're.
I mean, but I'm not like ripping. It's just like if it goes from tight to like you stretch it out so it's not tight. They're so weird, right?
So weird.
Well, the reason I brought this up is because I had sent a list. I sent a link to the group chat too. It was similar to what we're talking about now, like just things that like girls don't know about guys. And one of the things was girls being like how much balls move around. And I guess when you're down there or looking at them or seeing a guy naked, you can see him jump around.
Yeah.
Like if you get cold or if it move, like they move up and they move down.
Yeah,
know?
wait, so do they have muscles? Like, can you?
That was actually one of the funny parts of one. Let me find this link because one of them was like, I didn't know how much guys could move their dick without their hands, and the comment below it was like, and our taint and asshole too. And it was just like it was a very. Let me read some of these because it was good. Morning Wood had absolutely no idea that that shit just pops up every night until I started dating my first boyfriend. Did you know that?
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty talked about.
Hang on, I gotta go screenshot by screenshot. This list is very annoying.
While you're finding that, I'm going to say something. Progesterone made me think of this. I was watching football yesterday, and it's funny, like, with streaming, you forget how all commercials are just, like, medical stuff. And there was a commercial for a pill called Bismarlex. It's for psoriasis. And the first side effect was suicidal thoughts. And I was just thinking about someone who, like usually suicidal thoughts is a side effect of, like, an antidepressant. Like, someone who's been in that world before.
It's like if I get psoriasis and I'm taking a pill,
like
and I'm
someone
just
like, who's like someone who's just a perfectly happy person, but has a rash that gets a little itchy sometimes, and then they just start thinking about driving into oncoming traffic every time they get in the car.
Well, I will say
what
this.
the fuck is wrong?
I having just had some skin issues. If I ever had like extreme psoriasis that was all the time, I might I might just check out. So the chance, like that would make me want to kill myself. So maybe I'll take the risk of having it. But it would be funny.
Like you're just in your mid-30s and your first suicidal thought just hits like a fucking freight train while you're driving down the highway with your family.
Like, what happened?
What
happened?
the
It's like, well,
hell is this?
He had like a little red spot on his neck, and now his family has orphans.
Yeah, everyone with psoriasis is like, you wouldn't last an hour in the asylum where they raised me.
So this was the ball sack physically moves around, and you can see when it gets looser or tightens. It's super fascinating to look at. I mean, I don't think I even noticed. Like, I've never like seen that. Have you seen it? But I guess if they're looking at it,
I don't know if I've seen it. I've certainly felt it.
My ex-wife was shocked at how short a phone conversation can be for dudes.
Yeah, the dude conversation's always just, it's like, what's up? Not much.
Cool.
How you doing?
Talk to you.
Cool.
Yeah, the example here was my cousin texted me, we got engaged. Best man? Question mark. Yep. Cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty much how it would go down. What else do we got here? Most of them are way more into cuddling and having their heads rubbed.
Yeah, that I have not experienced.
For sure the head rub, though. I feel like...
Who likes that?
Guys.
Not John.
Yeah.
We know John has sexual abuse in his past, so he
Yeah.
doesn't like physical touch. Yeah, they can make their penis move up and down
I was
without
thinking about
touching it. Did you not? Do girls not know that?
I mean, like, I knew, obviously, like...
It's just Kegels for dudes.
Yeah, I guess.
That was this guy's point. He was like, yeah, it flexes our taint in our asshole, too.
The balls is really, like, where it's like, I'm blind. I got nothing there. Like,
No
I
knowledge,
don't know.
no ball knowledge.
I imagine the balls.
You
are
don't know
comparable to the
ball.
brain.
It's just scary,
Like, we
like-
don't know anything about it.
Yeah.
we, like it's like almost like the ocean. Like,
It's like
we
we
have
know
like 10%.
actually. Yeah.
But it's the great. I mean, the whole thing is that it needs to be a different temperature than the body, so it's just got to hang out outside.
Right.
So it knows
That's what I heard.
when it needs to get closer or further away. It's like this seems like a whole fucking thing, man. Like I don't
Yeah.
know, just
That feels like a
make
flaw in
cum
the
that can be
sperm's
at
part,
98.6. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You'd think that we'd like figure that out by now.
That's what I'm saying. Like, the human body's not fully evolved.
At all. I mean, the fact that we still.
Well, nothing's ever fully evolved, right?
Oh, Mr. Philosophy. Over here. We're always a work in progress.
With the leg.
No one's a finish.
I mean, isn't that the definition of evolution?
Speaking of suicidal thoughts, get me out of here.
But it's just weird to think like I don't know. It like at some point, like, are the balls just gonna slowly like go back up?
Only if the body temperature goes down.
Yeah, it depends on
Everything you're
on the
saying
temp.
right now is just coming off condescending.
It's the burgundy tie.
So much of this thread was like just funny things about like, you know, I didn't know about the balls and I didn't know about the dick, and then it was just like how little they get complimented. And it was like one time let me find this one. It was like, I told my guy that I loved his shirt and he didn't even know what to say. He told me he couldn't remember the last time someone complimented him. So I've started looking at little random things to compliment him on.
I take that back a little bit. Like, guys don't try and get complimented.
Yeah, you gotta
Like-
ask for it like girls do.
But like if you
gotta
look around this office, like no one puts on clothes going, I hope someone says something nice about me today.
Yeah, but
you
it's
put
also
on shitty clothes on purpose.
There's another example here that is like years ago I bought my dad a Star Wars themed T-shirt. Like a Star Wars, it's not, you're not like dressing up nice, but it's like
No, but if you wore a unique shirt,
yeah. But I mean, I think
like
there's
every
probably,
shirt here's just like a high noon shirt. Like, yeah, no shit, no one's complimenting you, dude.
Yeah.
But you got it for free at a liquor store.
But I could also see like, you know, I don't know, if you just Bob Box is wearing a Star Wars shirt, I wouldn't necessarily be like, oh, cool shirt, man.
I'd say if he like, if you're wearing a cool shirt, I'll go, yeah, it's a cool shirt. People just don't really wear cool shirts a lot, and then guys take pride in that. Like, I don't care about what I wear.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah, you fucking
you
do. You don't care about what you wear. Wear a dress tomorrow.
Gametime has a brand new feature called Gametime Picks. It is the official ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. So if you are trying to get to any sort of live event, from music all the way to Broadway and everything in between, live music, live comedy, and you want to get the best seats in the house, Gametime has you covered. With Gametime Picks, it narrows down the field of all the available tickets on the secondary market, so you don't get all the trash people who are just trying to price gouge. You don't have any of the extremes. You have all the seats that are good seats and affordable in your price range. All you got to do is check the box that says GT Picks, and Gametime will feed you all of the best tickets available. None of the fluff, none of the nonsense, all of the meat and potatoes, if you will.
There's some insane. I mean, again, everything I read is New York based, but UFC's here this weekend.
Ooh.
Next weekend, Notre Dame plays at Yankee Stadium. Celtics playing at Knicks.
Wow.
Jets at Rangers. Colts at Jets. Bucks at Giants. A lot of Zach Bryan at Barclays.
It's a lot of great stuff.
There's a lot coming up this week.
So go to Gametime. Get your tickets to any live events. Everybody at Barstool uses it for anything, anytime they go anywhere. And right now, if you use code KFC, you can score great deals on all the new Gametime picks. What time is it?
Gametime. Who?
I feel like we should probably talk about Zach Bryan and Brianna.
Yeah.
The big news of the Barstool world, and now just like the world. First of all, I think we've just lost Dave. Dave thinks he's a rapper now. Dave's launching a new career. I think.
How many has he done? 3?
I think he's 3. Yeah.
He's doing the Meek. Smart.
What a saga that this one is. The amount of people asking me about this one is like crazy.
I know.
That's when you know it's like a big story. Is like it's gotten. I mean, obviously because Zach Bryan is out of the Barstool world too, but the amount of people asking me about it, like. Just in wildly inappropriate settings, you know what I mean?
I'm doing
stuff with my
like,
kids and
fuck?
stuff.
No, dude,
yeah,
shut
it's
up.
like I don't have info on this.
I don't
like scary abusive relationship that my friend had to go through. Sorry, dude.
So can I ask for the deets? Shut the fuck up, Dad.
Yeah, it's like the big debate everyone has always been talking about though is would you take the money or not? We were on opposite sides of this.
Didn't we already do this? No?
No.
Oh, maybe we just talked.
Yeah. Me and John had a conversation not in front of a microphone. Hard to believe.
I would definitively look. It's all cash on the table type deal and all that stuff. I would not take the money. I don't even think I'd really think about it.
My thought is what Brianna went through, and I think what people know about, it sounds like what people know about seemed pretty shitty, and I think what probably went on even further is probably even worse, is what it seems like.
Yeah.
So in that case, when there's really a lot of emotion and hurt and I guess in this case in some form of abuse, it feels like blood money. It feels like dirty money, and I can understand that being like I'm not touching that. But the other side of me was thinking, the ultimate goal when you go through something horrible like this, or any relationship that sucks, varying from it was a bad relationship that didn't work, all the way up to something scary and dangerous and abusive. But the ultimate goal, I think, is to move on and be happy with someone new and forget about that person entirely and never think or talk about them again. And while that's what he wanted to happen, it's almost like you're kickstarting cutting that out of your life entirely.
Yeah.
And you get a fuck ton of money to go live your happiest
but it's
best
not
life.
Your money. It's to me, again, it's a no-brainer to me. Again, it's a hypothetical situation. If it was a real life, it might be different. But Brianna has money. Brianna will have a lot of money.
Yeah,
she
that's
doesn't
a big difference too.
She doesn't need to have money, and every time she spends it, it's Zach fucking bought that for me. I would. It's I'd rather.
Yeah, that's where I feel like if you feel that way, then it would eat at you forever. I think I could very easily be fuck that person. I'm going to go live my absolute best life now with, I mean, she's going to make a ton of money, but $12 million is a lot of money.
It's a ton of money.
To me, there's almost I would say no to less money, but it reaches a point where I'd be I don't give a fuck where this money came from. Fuck this dude, and now I can, buy my family houses and do whatever, again, it all probably depends on your financial situation.
But
as
also
well.
your family, I don't want that. It's all about you're separating from a scumbag, and if you take that money, you're tied to them forever.
I think of it the other way. I think like of it, and I hope this isn't the case, but my thought of it is, I want her to be like, to like completely rid herself of that. And if she feels the way you do, then that's the right move.
Right.
I worry that it's like the other direction where people will remember this, like, and know about this. Like this involves the public more now. And maybe this is just my own like PTSD of things not going away. But it's like, if it's forever now, every time her name comes up, remember when Zach Bryan offered $12 million and she didn't take it? Whereas like if never spoke about it and people didn't know, then it doesn't get talked about. You're not connected to him forever in that sense.
But then it's like internally
eating.
If you
I don't think I would feel that. I think I would be like, fucking sure, dude. Like,
but like, it's also
the dollar
like,
bills are the dollar bills. I don't care if they came from here, came from there, whatever. Like, if I can buy my dream home, my grandkids are set, my this is set, that is set. Like, I think I could do that easier and then not have any sort of public involvement. What is different in this case is that there is such value for like other women and her family and herself to be like show this guy's true colors. So I can understand that of like other women don't have to go through it, and like to stand up. And that's been what's gone on in the world like so much recently is like not letting people get away with this shit, not letting guys get away with it like they always have. So I understand actually I don't understand, but because we don't go through that, but like I can understand from a woman's point of view wanting to stand up for that. But I also think of it as like what would be best for just like you personally if I was in that spot. You know what I mean? Like for me personally, I would just want nothing. I don't want anybody to talk about it. I don't want anybody to know about it. And I can.
Oh, I don't think I would do a podcast, but I would still say no.
Yeah.
Well,
that's the worst of all, John. Then you get nothing, and you don't.
Just get the fuck away from me, and let's. Fucking...
See. So that's my mindset is like get away from me, but also I walk away with $12 million. If I thought every time I spent it, I felt like you, I would agree. I would do it, but I think I could easily spend some fucking asshole's money and just be like, whatever, dude. My parents now live in like their dream house, dream place. Fucking, my kids are paid off. My everything is perfect now. Like, I'm good with that.
I do think that there's like a big, like that decision alone like changes the trajectory of like it just rewires your brain. You're like, all right, like I'm doing this like for me. Like I'm like I'm betting on myself. I'm like, then you make decisions differently. You're like, I'm betting on myself. Like she probably wouldn't do as many brand deals, wouldn't do as many like whatever. Like I do think it like that decision alone is just gonna like it like rewires your brain almost.
Yeah. She's also just a wildly successful person.
Yeah, like
I don't think that like that money would stop her, slow her down, change her, but I just take the money. I think there's. I also, I think when you're in a very different. Depends on your earning ability and your life and all that, but also your bills and like I just think about like the more money I could have to deal with all the shit I need to deal with would make my life easier in the end, and I would rather that than I don't know. The alternative.
Yeah.
But
I would not trust myself to keep quiet. Like if I took the money, I would be like, if I have a single drink, I'm telling everybody like everything.
Well,
like,
that's the other thing about these
NDAs.
NDAs in general are very like, I don't know. It's like, what really happens when I have not heard a story of anybody breaking an NDA and like needing to. I guess Stormy Daniels had to give some money back. Did she? I don't know. That was the one. I was like, this didn't even work, and I don't think anything happened to her. So like, what's even the fucking point of doing this?
I think my understanding of them is more of a scare tactic than anything.
Yeah,
it can't really prevent you from telling. Like I know a lot of things that people sign NDAs about.
I'll say this though: if you and your team are scrambling, and it sounds like it was almost like a negotiation process of like the money just kept getting bigger. You probably did some shitty stuff. Some really shitty stuff. Like, I mean, imagine trying to like quantify your shitty behavior and being like, it's $12 million worth of shit. That's fucking garbage, dude. Like, we all have, had, our bad moments in relationships. No one's perfect. But if you had to be like, put a dollar amount that might begin to like make this person feel better or not talk about you or whatever it is, and you go to 12, that's a lot of fucking money, dude. Zach Bryan, though, is and his team are in the fuck around and find out phase right now, where like I don't think other situations like this have ever run into something like Barstool and someone like Dave, where like it's gonna be a problem for the rest of your fucking life.
Yeah.
Like when Dave does this shit, like when you get your name on a champagne bottle, like it's not just gonna go away now. You know what I mean? That's gonna follow Zach Bryan around for a long fucking time. And I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. Like he is a superstar, where I'm sure there are people who don't know what's going on or don't care what's going on, and they just like the music or whatever. But I think at every turn where, Dave or someone at Barstool is like asked about it, it's like, that guy fucking sucks. It's not as I don't know how many other people have run into that, where it's like these people usually do get away with it or pay people off or it just fades away, and it's like out here in the mud on the internet, that shit doesn't go away. So be prepared for that to be the rest of your life. I don't know what he put out some music. Did that go up on the charts? I
don't know,
because that's the other side of it. I wonder too, where it's like when someone does something shitty and your music goes even higher. You know what I mean? It's like mother fuck this world, man. But
it is funny where it's just like, oh yeah, that's right, I do like that guy. Yeah. Like when R. Kelly went to jail, his music skyrocketed. Like, oh, that's right, he does make bank.
He does make hits. So anyway, best. Hopefully, Bree. So when I first saw that tweet, I saw it on Twitter. I saw the clip saying how much money it was. I was like, this is fucking gangster. But like, you should have took that money. And I fire up the tweet like right away before I listened to anything and really heard the episode. And then when I listened to some more of it and like realized the depths of it and how horrible it was, and now how much even more behind closed doors it's even worse. And so I called Brianna to just be like, by the way, I fired off a tweet before I really knew the extent of everything. And like, I want to apologize. I didn't. She was like, bro, I didn't even see the tweet. I don't care.
Yeah.
I was like, I know that. And I know you probably, A, would never even see it, and B, wouldn't care. But I was just like, I just need to.
So did you say he was Twitter?
Yeah. I was going to say, I didn't even, I've never, her handle is B Chickenfry.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, this is not something you
could have written that on a
life.
note and thrown it to the fireplace. I'd have the same chance of seeing it.
Exactly that. I was like, I just got to make sure though. But so that's all, very serious and terrible and all that. But the funny side of it is the diss tracks and Dave being a rapper again. I just fundamentally don't get how he can't rap words. I think we did talk about this last episode, but it's like when Dave talks, he can talk. And then he raps and he's just like, like his voice goes up and it does these strange things. And it's like that. Have you ever listened to a rap song? None of them sound like that, Dave. He just gets in there and he's like, oh, damn, Ryan. It's like, there's not one rapper alive that does that, dude.
It's rapping Jimmy Buffett.
Apparently, Jet Ski had to, he would rap with him. It was almost like pushing someone on a bike and then like letting them go. He would rap along with Dave, and then they would get to the part that had not yet been recorded, and he would stop and like let Dave keep going. That is ridiculous. It's like, I mean, I'm sure when Jet Ski and his producer and Roan and all these people who make music, I can't even imagine them being like, what is this? If you're working in the industry, it's like anybody who does engineering and production, they can make magic happen with auto-tune and this and that, but it's like they usually can say the words.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is this? And shout out to Caroline, too. Caroline was on the vocals for Country Ditty.
Caroline was?
Yeah. She sung the chorus of it. So, yeah, it's a company effort, I guess. So,
where are they recording from? Miami?
I think so, because Jet Ski was... It's like, yeah, I gotta fly down like right now to go make another track, because it was like That was another. That's a bad move too. The ultimate, like when you delete the tweet and it makes it worse. Warner Music should have just fucking.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Very, very, very funny that Josh Richards did not know he had a music deal.
Really?
That's what happened. Mm-hmm. That's why it got taken down. Because they own his music.
Really?
And, I
thought it was a Zach Bryan
No.
thing.
So, Zach Bryan's on Warner Music.
Okay.
He probably went to his label and was like, what the fuck do we do? And they were like, we can actually take this down because we signed a deal with Josh Richards. We own his next 4 songs. Because in 2020, he did something like this and made like a dumb...
I did not know that.
He made like
That's
a dumb...
very
Can you
funny.
actually pull that up? I want to hear that. It's called... what's it called? Softish or something like that? Still Softish. So it's like Josh Richards, Bryce Hall, all the... Yeah. Back when they were, you know...
I mean, we can't, but... I
just want to hear it. So he made that song, and I guess signed a deal to do that? That's crazy. Like, just put that song on the internet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they initially thought that because they were singing... the outro is like singing like a Zach Bryan song. And they thought that somehow is copywritten. Like, you can't do that. And I was like, no, is that we own Josh Bryan's music, Josh Richards' music, and we have to, we get to distribute that and all that. So they were able to take it down.
Oh, sorry, Charlie D'Amelio.
Lil Huddy and Charlie D'Amelio. Yeah, okay. So then that's why they had to do Dave's version without Josh, where Dave just like rapped Josh's version, and then Dave made a whole separate song. So
okay, so it's his second song.
Yeah,
I got you.
Second song, third recording. You know, he did Dave's version like Taylor.
Yeah.
But to be like, I don't know that I signed to a major label is that guy's life, bro. Fucking nuts. Imagine just finding out you have achieved what like billions of people would dream of, and it's just sitting on the shelf somewhere. Like, oh yeah, I got a music deal. If I ever want to make an album, like Warner Music,
I made a song about Lil Huddy, and they signed me.
Yeah, like that's I guess for shit like this, probably Warner was like, let's just get a clause in. If he ever wants to do anything, you know, we own him. But I think Dave was like, would have been nice to know, fucking music deal before we did this. So that's that. I said at the top of the show, I think it was the best weekend of my life this weekend.
What happened?
I had Keegan's Little League team won the championship.
Really?
Against the team that kicked us out. So we had a revenge game for the whole saga that set all this in motion when he got kicked out of his first Little League team because of like neighborhood borders and zoning and all that. And we were teamless, and we went to the shitty... It was like some Mighty Ducks shit. We got like kicked out. We went to like a Yonkers league that had just like shitty fields and just was like, ugh. And then we ended up landing with the Westchester Giants, which is like the greatest fucking baseball program ever put together. This dude is awesome. Anthony... I guess it's Gigante? I don't know. Italians. I don't know how to say it. He was coaching for the Westchester Fire, which is like a travel program, and he built it up like I think he had like 2 or 3 championship teams at like all these different levels, 8 and under, 9 and under, 10 and under, and so he asked for a raise, and actually, I'm not sure. So he builds up this like program. He has like 3 different championships, like 3 different levels. And they end up firing him out of nowhere. And a group of like the kids and parents were like, fuck that. Like, we roll with him. And he just started his own program. And it's like, within like a year, it's like skyrocketing. He just bought his own facility.
Really?
We're going to have like, you can just hop on an app and just like, if you want to go to the batting cages, you can just like, book some time. Like, everybody can use it. It's all like private. And professional coaches, like all paid. Like, I'm at like every practice. These guys are like, it's like a real fucking baseball club. The championship game was like a real baseball game. It was like watching a like professional.
What was the final?
We fucking smoked them. I think it was 8-1.
No shit.
Yeah, once Keegan got there, I don't think they lost. I think I missed one game and they had lost it. Every other game I was at, we mercied
Or you say that's when you start getting the whispers on the bench, like, should we just mercy rule them?
Dude, it was. I mean, their rule is 6 run innings. If you score 6 in an inning, it stops play, and then 10, like your traditional 10. And I think they did that like 5 straight games. Dude, this fucking kid, Sam Bauer. Remember the name? Remember the name, Sam Bauer. In like 15 years, he's going to be in the bigs. This kid has they have a 50 pitch count limit for these kids. Routinely would pitch 4 innings. Just just throwing darts. The other day he had a 4-inning perfect game where he struck everybody out, and the only ball that anybody made contact was to him, and he threw the ball over. It was like, I was like, Sam Bauer is, and I'm talking to his parents. I'm like, your son's going to be like a professional fucking pitcher, and they're telling me he's actually a very like anxious kid. He has like a lot of anxiety. I'm like, what? Are you kidding me? He's dealing. I was treating these kids like I was watching the Mets. So he pitches 3 innings in the championship. And then this kid Theo comes in. Theo was 2 for 3 with like 3 ribbies, and comes in for the 3 inning save. I was like, the dad. I couldn't tell honestly who was like more happy, was the kids or the dads watching, because it's a very good group of parents who like they're not like they're invested in it, but they're not assholes about it. You know, so they're actually very like tame considering how good the team is. I was expecting like, oh, these are some serious people. And the amount of pacing going on, and like dad's being nervous, and then like when like we would get out of an inning, and it felt like I was watching the Mets. I was like, whoa, okay, all right, like, we only need 6 more outs. Like who's going to pitch the 5th? Who's going to pitch the 6th? And like balls in play, everybody like making plays, catching, throwing. I was like, this was like a real fucking baseball game. I couldn't believe it, man. So we win the championship. I don't think I won a basketball championship as a kid. In like maybe like 7th grade when I was still playing in the Bronx, we won like and the teams in the Bronx were like good, so it was like a real, actual, can be proud of it as a kid championship. I don't think I won anything else. Did you win as a kid?
Yeah,
you won in hockey a lot.
I played.
Like, yeah,
I mean, like I have my dad has like in the gym in the garage like all our like. I mean, it's just like a fucking crazy. Pictures all over the place. Yeah. And then there's a lot.
You won a lot? Like a lot of championships?
I mean, there are a couple of pictures. I know we won Can-Am like 3 times, which is a very cool hockey tournament. It's Canada versus America. Or not Canada versus America. It takes place in Montreal and Lake Placid. So I have a few of us winning that. And I just don't really remember. I'm sure we did like a couple of younger things. Yeah. But like... I definitively have I think 2 or 3, and then I'm sure there are others.
Yeah, and the funny part is like Keegan was like, "Can we go play video games now?" Yeah. You know, like he just like went about his day the rest of the day. Like he was pumped. They gave out medals instead of trophies, and he got like a shirt and a banner, and he was pumped about it, but he was equally as like happy to just like go home. He wanted Dunkin' Donuts and his Switch.
Dude, the Can-Ams, like the dads would go get shit faced after like a team that won. Yeah, and, like we'd all have to just sit in a room,
dude.
Because like the kids couldn't go out.
Yeah, right. You don't have free will. You can't.
I remember like we'd win the championship, and I'd like watch some movie on the like on demand. Fall asleep because you're staying in a room with your parents at that age, and like my dad would come like
popping bottles and
crawling
shit.
in at like 3 a.m. You have fun celebrating my championship last night.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, I said to the dads, I was like, this is our chip. This is our championship here. And then that night, so while we're at the tournament, I had to go to Danbury, Connecticut. There's like 30 teams, all different age groups, all playing their championships on that Saturday. And so there was a lot of music being played, like a lot of pump-up music. And Eye of the Tiger comes on. And it was actually amazing to see that there is something, like, inherent about that song. Keegan, like, stopped and was like, what is this? I was like, yeah, this shit fucks.
I remember asking about
this song.
What song is it?
Fucks. Yeah. And I was like, oh, I'm so, like, it made me so proud that, like, his ear, like, he knew that, you know? So he's like, what is this? And I was like, Eye of the Tiger. Like, I'm explaining the lyrics to him, and I was like, and it's attached to this movie and this guy, Rocky. So I explained that to Shay and Keegan, and I was like, do you want to watch it tonight? And they were like, yeah, let's do it. Because they, as much as kids usually are like, their parents are lame, at least for our generation, I'm batting 1,000 with old school movies.
Really?
They're all fucking good. They're all great. This is why I still maintain that every generation does this, but like ours are different. Because like when my parents did that to me, I was like, these movies fucking stink, dude.
No way.
Oh, when your parents were trying to like make you watch like old like black and white shit, it was like, these are all garbage.
I mean, like I would watch.
That's the equivalent for they're watching shit that's like 30, 40 years old.
Yeah, but like
if your parents tried to put some shit on from like the 50s,
I mean, I don't remember the years, but like I loved Monty Python.
But that's what I mean. I'm playing. Those movies came out like.
No, Monty Python's like the 70s.
I guess maybe right. Like,
yeah,
but like that's still not really. You know what I mean?
It was probably
like the equivalent of watching something.
It's
from
probably 30 years. So this is
when did that come out? Wait, is it that old?
I would guess 70s.
I guess if our parents,
Monty Python released
75. So 75 would be
75.
75 would be like a 20-year difference. So that would be like putting on a movie from like 2000.
Yeah,
I'm putting on movies from 1985. I'm putting like Rocky's in the 80s, dude. And they were at first like Rocky starts like Rocky 4. I put on. I just cut right to the chase. And so I put it on, and it starts like a little bit slow because in the beginning it's just like Rocky and Paulie, and he's talking to Apollo, and I'm kind of giving him the background. And Keegan was like kind of watching an iPad. I was like, I almost lost him. Shay was kind of like, I don't know. And then once Rocky gets cooking, these kids were up on the couch, dodging, punching. Keegan's when they go, the Russian is cut. The Russian's cut. Keegan had his own version. He goes, he's bleeding, bro. He's bleeding, bro. He said, punch him in the eye. Punch him in the eye. And like at one point, you see Drago like spit out all of his blood. And Shay was like, oh my god, like visceral reactions, chanting Rocky with the crowd, like the full real Rocky experience 40 years later with an 8 and 9 year old. I've never been like happier and more proud that I was like, yes, these are my fucking kids. Let's go. It was, I don't know what was better, winning the championship or watching Rocky at night with them. It was unbelievable, man. It's very fun now that they're getting to that age where you can like do shit like that with them. I'm like, I don't know, I got a endless amount of like movies and songs and all this shit. If you like this stuff, I got plenty fucking more to go. I'm telling you, man, greatest generation. Greatest generation.
My friends make fun of me because like one time we were watching Creed 2 and I was like, it was like 30 minutes in the movie, and they were like, "Oh, like this might be better than the second one." And I was like, "Was there a first one?" And they were like,
"You're watching a movie called Creed 2."
They go, do you know anything about this lore? I was like, "No."
You've never seen Rocky?
I had never seen Rocky.
The first Rocky movie you saw was Creed 2.
And I was like, oh my god, they should like make more of these.
There's like 10.
I saw the 9th movie.
Yeah. They're like, also, what they've been like, they keep talking about the first one.
I was gonna say,
time.
so you didn't understand the dynamic
like, you jump
between
in the
him
middle,
and...
you gotta like figure it out. It kind of starts to come together like an hour.
That is, like, if you don't know the dynamic, he's the son and Rocky's training him, you just think it's just a boxer and a trainer.
Yeah,
which I guess is what
still a good
Rocky
movie.
was.
Yeah.
Like, the original Rocky didn't have all that shit. It was when I think Rocky 5 started to autoplay, and they were like, "There's another one." I was like, "No, this doesn't count. You can maybe skip to Balboa, but we're gonna go right to Creed." It's like, and that guy's got a son. They were like, "What? This is crazy." It was unbelievable, man. It was good stuff. The Emirates NBA Cup is here. I'm officially old and washed up, and not as up on sports as I once was, because I've never even heard of the
It's
Emirates
the
NBA
regular
Cup.
season tournament.
I know, but I've never heard of the Emirates NBA Cup.
I think it's the first time they call it.
Oh, okay, got it.
I'm guessing. I'm just assuming.
Right.
It sounds like the in-season tournament.
So all 30 teams split up into 6 groups. Every Tuesday and Friday play for the right to advance into the single elimination in-season tourney, which then culminates into the NBA Cup championship in Vegas. That's all very ridiculous, but it's kind of a cool way to just spice up the regular season.
It's very cool. People hated it last year. They not hated it. I think people liked the tournament itself, but then like made fun of the Lakers for like making a banner.
Well, you shouldn't. Yeah, I guess you can't have one without the other.
But it's I don't know. It's the first tournament. We won it.
Right.
We made a little banner. Like
right.
They're not hanging it in the rafters with their championships. It was like
as long as you don't do that kind of shit.
Like I
If
think it's
a
just
little
like
thing
in the hall in the
Yeah.
in the concourse. Like
You know who needs this? Baseball desperately needs this.
Yeah.
Like if there was little things throughout the 9 months of the baseball season where it was just a little more like, for whatever reason, we just agreed that this means a little bit more, the dog days of summer would be a lot better. I don't have a problem with it. And right now at DraftKings, you can make prop bets on all of these NBA games, all sorts of NBA player props, team props. And if you're ready to place your first bet right now, you can bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you use code KFC. So all the best props, all the best bets on all sports, including this NBA midseason tournament. So score big with DraftKings Sportsbook, where every point counts. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use code KFC. New customers get $200 in bonus bets when you place a bet for just $5. That's code KFC. Got to use it to make sure that we pay the bills here at DraftKings. You know, we got to get some of that DraftKings gambling money too. We're on KFC Radio, so use code KFC. Only at DraftKings. The crown is yours. In the comedy world, the Grammys came out. The Grammy nominations came out, and we got Gaffigan, Nikki Glaser, Trevor Noah, Dave Chappelle, and one more. Who was it?
Was it more? I thought it was 5.
Yeah. Gaffigan, Nikki Glaser, Trevor Noah, Dave Chappelle. But here's the problem. See if we can guess it. Don't look it up. Because it's like, we should just fucking... We should know, you know what I mean? It's like knowing the best pictures. It's like the fucking best movies that get nominated. The fact that we can't even think of the nomination is a problem.
Yeah, I don't know.
Dave Chappelle, Trevor Noah, Ricky Gervais.
Ricky Gervais.
Yeah. And some of those were good, some of those were but if you're not going to put Beautiful Dogs, Shane Gillis' special in there, it's like, what's the point? And I know this is nothing new in the comedy world. We do it with Always Sunny and the Emmys, and actually a bunch of funny shit, and the Emmys in general. And like the Oscars doesn't win anything for comedy, and so. But if you're gonna do a category,
I'd be curious if young, like I genuinely don't know the answer to this. Like when Chris Rock was young, was he getting nominated? Because he got nominated last year. When
it feels like, yeah. So
when
actually,
Gaffigan was young, when Gervais was young,
it's a little more like almost like a career achievement award.
Yeah.
When you do get it. Louis just got it recently, and I think
he's gotten a lot though. But it's all like I think all since he got canceled. I think he's been nominated like every album he's put out since then. That
was the other thing. People were like, "Oh, Shane, no, it wasn't technically an album. He didn't release it on audio. It wasn't the right time frame." Like, nope, it was 94. Not like options, people, whatever, specials, and they just did not give him the nod on that one, which is just, insane. It's like obviously there's, politics or personal feelings or whatever. It's just insane. It was the best special of the year. It was the biggest special of the year. He's the funniest guy. It was objectively like funny material. It's not like a situation where it's like, oh, that was popular but not quality.
Oh, did he put it out? Because it's actually not on Spotify. Beautiful Dogs. Live in Austin is.
All that is true. It's not out on there, but that that's not like the rules.
Yeah.
Because I at least I read a Billboard article that said it was 94 and
I assume it happens the same way. I have friends in the music industry, and they're like, it is so almost to the point where it's like not even corrupt. It's just like this is how it's done.
You just have people to pay it all. Like, you have a label or a whatever.
The label buys.
Like, here's
all
the money.
Of it.
Yeah.
Like 100%.
That's at this point, because I remember saying more with music than comedy, because comedy is like pretty independent. But I was always thinking, if I was coming up in the music game, being on a label is crazy. Just be independent. You can put it out yourself. You can create it yourself. You can you don't need them anymore. But if you ever want any of that stuff, you do.
Yeah.
If you want to get on the radio station, if you want to get at the top of a Spotify playlist, if you want to get nominated, if you want to win, if you want to be in like commercials and all that shit, there's just like it's just pay to play. It's just like you have to have a label who owns you in order to do those things. And so that's what you're paying for, not because it used to be like you are paying for distribution and promotion and all that. And while that still happens now, I think you can do that yourself. But what you can't do is get a Grammy nomination.
Yeah.
Even if you put out the best music, the best comedy, it's like, well, you're not part of the system.
It's fucking insane. It is like every time it happens, you're like, this is nuts, but it does happen every time.
Yeah, I think it's tough when there's just like a clear, like if he doesn't win, fine, but you're not gonna nominate him. Like Trevor Noah's gonna be on there over.
Yeah, I mean,
because like Jim Gaffigan, all time fucking legend. Nikki Glazer's at a unstoppable freight train right now with her career. Ricky Gervais, that was his first ever nomination, which was like,
really?
Well, like he that's crazy. He should have had more, but like, okay, he's on there. Chappelle, I didn't care for. I was like, I'm sure this is just the one who's making fun of trans people again. But like, if he puts something out, he'll always get nominated. And then Trevor Noah feels particularly like politics.
That would be very silly.
So
I can't. I don't know. I watch a lot of stand-up comedy. I don't know anybody who's watched Trevor Noah's special.
I didn't even
hear
about it.
I think I've seen it on Netflix, but I didn't know.
And that's where it should just be like the People's Choice Award almost, because it's like comedy really is determined so much. I feel like comedy is a pretty good meritocracy. There's some like people that you would call a plant that like they're not really plants, but they're like they're more corporate or more whatever. But for the most part, it's like the funniest people. It might take a while, but like at least within the industry, they know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I guess, but that's not what it's about when it comes to like the hardware and winning awards. But if you were to put it out to like the comedy world, what 5 nominations for the year? I mean, I had to look at the list of like who came out this year, but within the time frame, if it would be, Soder and Bargatze and Shane and Sam and like all those people, you know? So, whatever. These guys are still fucking crushing and making millions, but I'm sure it'd be nice to have.
It would be nice to put a Grammy on the mantle.
Yeah. I mean, that's definitely something you want to check off. And it's like, I'm sure, Shane will have a million more specials, but like that one is so fucking, there's every chance that might be his funniest special ever, because I mean, that to me, it's like some of those bits. I think the Navy SEAL ex-boyfriend is like the funniest fucking comedy thing ever. It's just so relatable but so not at the same time. It's like the perfect story. Like, so who knows? So it's like when you get a good one and you deserve it, you fucking deserve it. But
I think his new hour is better. So
even better. Wow.
I saw Soder this weekend. Soder's new hour is so goddamn fucking funny. I went with people who didn't know him. They knew him from Billions. Like I had 2 friends who were telling me about like they're like, oh, we started watching Billions. It was like a friend and his wife, and she'd never seen it, and so I was like, oh, Mafi, like he's a comedian. Like, do you want to go see him? And then it just happened to line up that week. It's like the start of New York Comedy Fest. Dan was performing Friday night at Town Hall. And
that's got to be a mind fuck. If you think of him as just that, it's like.
But they were like, "This is the funniest thing I've ever seen." I'm like, I know. He's so fucking funny.
Like Billions is a great role for him, but it's not like hilarious, So it's like, oh, that guy who has this like side role on the show about the stock market is the funniest person alive. Like he can do the best impressions, does the best jokes. Best podcast, funniest guy alive. It's like, wait, what? He's just the fucking dude in Millions, dude. I think this is it. I mean, it's funny to say because it's like he's obviously already a wildly successful dude with a recurring role on one of the biggest shows ever, and a podcast he had a show that ran for a decade and now a new podcast. So it's not like oh, this is Dan's finally going to break through. But I do hope. Like, he needs to be one of those guys who's making, like, $75 million a year. Like, I don't know if it's in his personality to be the guy who, like, grinds a world tour and, like, does all the bullshit side, like, the work, like, the politics side and the whatever side of it. He seems just like a happy dude. But his material and his talent should be, like, $75 million a year type talent. So I hope that's on the horizon for him. When I mentioned Sam Morril as well as getting snubbed because I thought his special was great, and I think he came out too late in the year, so he might be eligible for next year. So I was talking to him and I was like, well, fingers crossed that you do get the nomination for next year. And he was like, who gives a fucking shit? And I was like, yeah, I know, you're right, and it doesn't really affect you, but like if there's a category and the Grammys are gonna do it, like they should do it right. And he
it
said
would probably
something.
bother them more if it was a category you have to give a speech for.
Yeah, that's true.
Like they hand it to you in the storage closet.
Yeah. If you're like on TV and all that, it makes a big difference. But he said what you just alluded to. He was like I don't really give a shit. And if and when I maybe do win one, by that point I'll probably suck. Which is, I guess, kind of their vision of it is like their the way they see it is like, yeah,
it's a lifetime achievement.
Yeah,
not for that specific.
And if that's the case, then like. That's okay too, but make sure you get these guys when they before they kick the bucket. But it's like, I'd rather get it when I deserve it rather than like 10 specials in because the audience is clamoring. How has this guy never won a Grammy?
Did you see Shane admitted he didn't vote for Trump?
Wait, what?
Yeah,
meaning he voted for Kamala or just didn't vote?
He didn't vote. But it wasn't like a I don't vote type deal. He was like explicitly said he's like I would not vote for Donald Trump.
Where did you say that?
I saw it on Instagram. It was like one of those like funniest stand-ups or whatever. I was like, damn, I would have just probably let that one ride.
Yes,
I respect the fuck out of him being
hell
like,
yeah. Well,
he was funny where he's like I'm very clearly a Trump enjoyer.
Yeah,
a Trump supporter. I don't know about
those
that.
are two different stories. I mean, I wish the world could the rest of the world could admit that, and fall somewhere in that space as opposed to where they're at. That shows a couple things. Number one, respect the hell out of just being honest about where you really stand. And number two, that's how fucking talented, popular, and unstoppable Shane Gillis is. That he could say that, and that entire demographic supporting group audience of his would be like, don't love that, but let's go to his new special.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That ain't stopping. Nobody's fucking boycotting Shane at this point. That's a runaway train.
Before the election, I was like, Shane's the only person who's handled this in a way I think has done well. Where he was like, I do the jokes, and you think what you want of the jokes, but I'm
never
not.
Heard, yeah, sorry.
I'm not going to his rallies, or
right.
I'm
I've
sure
never even heard him
if Tony
speak.
Hinchcliffe has been invited to his rallies, I'm sure Shane's been invited to his rallies.
Absolutely.
And
if you don't think Shane was, the first choice for MSG,
right.
It's like Drake turning on the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
It's like I've been offered this, I didn't go. I've never even really heard Shane talk politics.
Not politics specific. No, everything's a culture war now and all that. But
right. But even him, it's like they do it on behalf of him. They what I mean? But he's never up there being talking about. I don't ever really hear him talk about censoring and wokeism and all that. And I definitely don't hear him talking about policy and stealing elections and all that shit. He just does the impression basically. You probably get an idea where he leans, but nobody really knows that kind of shit. So it's a lot of people you just kind of fill in the blanks for them or speak for them or assume for them. It's you have the fucking idea.
Yeah.
I feel on Matt and Shane's podcast, whenever I've listened, they've kind of talked it doesn't surprise me because he's kind of been
I think that's what he said it on. Yeah. It was again, I forget what Instagram account it was. It was funniest stand up or something like that. And it was one of those carousels, and it's Shane Gillis admits he didn't vote for Donald Trump. And then I flipped to the side, and it definitely looked like a Matt and Shane episode. Mm-hmm. It wasn't that. Stavi was on it. And I forget who it was how Matt and Shane's are filmed was the one static shot. And they were it was poor lighting. They were sitting at a table, so I couldn't. It was definitely Stavi. I could recognize in the dark.
Yeah. Stavi's the Jordan silhouette. Exactly. Yeah. You can see just a shadow of him. You that's Stavi. I mean that we've spiraled out of control. When Dana White thanked all the podcasts, I was I don't think these guys should really have much bearing in this world.
Yeah, I mean,
Aiden Ross is a political influencer now. I mean, even Theo Von's massive, and so JD Vance and Trump, but it's his whole thing is being just hilariously ridiculous.
Yeah.
That mixing with the political world is fucking insane. I think we need to reset the but at the same time, I don't know. I go back and forth. It's especially having started a podcast so early. I think it's cool that it's gotten to a point where it is so where podcasts are respected and I think almost too far. You know, did you see there was like I guess Kamala paid Alex Cooper for that appearance, so they said 6 figures to go on Call Her Daddy.
Oh, it's 6,
and they got and I think it didn't crack 1 million views.
Really?
And Joe Rogan was free for Donald Trump and got probably 70 million views.
Yeah.
Or whatever. I don't necessarily know if one of those if that really matters one way or the other, but so I think it's cool coming from a podcast where it's like literally starts out as like you're just like dicking around with your friends, and now you get to it. The industry's at a point where a presidential candidate is paying you hundreds of thousands of dollars for a chance on your podcast. In that regard, I think it's cool that podcasts have become such an important and accepted part of media. On the other hand, it probably should just be guys fucking around, like friends just dicking around and not swaying presidential elections. It's like I can't tell either if it does, that's scary, and if it doesn't, then let's stop talking like it is. You know what I mean? It's like I don't know. Either way, this is fucking crazy. I guess I don't know. Some people probably think it's like more. I guess it's kind of symbolic of how Trump got elected in the first place. That it's like the opinions of regular people and regular conversation actually matters more now than lifelong politicians and legacy media. But I don't necessarily know if that's always a good thing because we are just a lot of times dicking around here. I mean, Rogan himself has always been like, I'm a fucking meathead who's stoned half the time,
Right.
But then all of a sudden that guy can, probably sway an election. So I don't know if it's good or bad, but it's for sure interesting that we're at this point. What do we got? The ladies. Let's go.
Hi guys, first time, long time with a hypothetical for you. So, cancer, vampires. Cancer is not a communicable disease, which means you can't catch it from someone else, like a common cold or something, whatever. But what if someone with blood cancer got bit by a vampire? Could the vampire catch cancer from that person? Had a lot of people go both ways on this. Obviously a vampire can't get cancer, it's a vampire. But for the sake of the question, what if they could? So, person with blood cancer, bit by vampire. Does the vampire catch the cancer? Thanks.
Does a vampire even get affected by cancer?
I don't think they'd catch cancer. They'd catch AIDS, and they'd look exactly the same.
My friend brought up a great point that when you're drunk and a mosquito drinks your blood, do they get drunk?
Shit-faced? There's a hammered mosquito just floating around I'm fucking drunk flying. I think, a vampire is dead, like an undead.
It's an undead, yeah.
So there's no sort of aging.
That's what I'm saying. You get AIDS and you just look like a vampire.
Yeah.
Be like, I can't even tell that guy's got AIDS. I thought he was just a vampire.
So AIDS, but no cancer.
Yeah, because AIDS is blood transfer.
Right, cancer is like a mutilation. Is that the word? Not the mutation.
Mutation, yeah.
This is where AIDS is it's just the presence of it, right?
Yeah.
It's in your blood. So
I think cancer.
But blood cancer is probably similar to AIDS, where it's the blood. It's I don't think if you had cancer if you had liver cancer and I bit you and your blood went at me, I don't think I would get your liver cancer. But if you have blood cancer and I now have your cancer blood in me, I probably have it. And it probably spreads.
But I don't think...
Right? It's just like cancer mutates and spreads, right?
Yeah.
So if you get a little bit in you and it just multiplies.
But I feel if your red blood cells are get this the fuck out of here, then it can get rid of it. But if it doesn't recognize... I
guess if my body could fight your cancer... That's not really how it works, right? It's not when you get cancer, is it something your body is not able to fight it and other people's would be, or it's just everybody would fall victim to it if they had this thing happen?
I think if you're a healthier person, you probably have a better chance of fighting it all. It probably affects you still, but you could I think have a better chance of killing it.
So I guess it depends on who the vampire is and who the cancer is.
I think vampires kill the shit out of cancer. It's like the when I found
supernatural anything that fucking anything that humans that would fuck with humans, Vampires could smash that.
Yeah.
I'm a fucking vampire. I'm alive for 10,000 years. I can turn into a fucking bat. I mean, I can turn into a bat. You think that your little human disease is going to fuck with me? I morph into a animal.
I'm off into a ball sack. It's like I found out when I was young that I had an uncle who had Down syndrome, and I found out that I was like at his facility, and the doctor told me that he's not going to die of AIDS because no one with Down syndrome ever died of AIDS. I think it was AIDS. Maybe it was cancer.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And I was like, that's a wild thing to tell a 9-year-old, but okay. But I always remember it now that and the doctor was right. He didn't die of whatever he told me he wasn't going to die of. He had a suicide, actually. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, like vampires are the Down syndrome of the cancer world.
Vampires are the Down syndrome of the cancer
Can't
world.
get it.
And is that a true thing that people with Down syndrome can't? Or your
I think
doctor
I've heard that too.
It was either cancer or AIDS. It was a big one. I know that because I remember. So I guess I don't remember fully, but it was either cancer or AIDS.
Let's
Someone with Down syndrome has never died of that.
I mean, that's also probably like Asian people, though, right?
What's that?
I don't think Asian people get Down syndrome.
Really?
No, but have you ever seen one?
Yeah.
You've seen Asian people with Down syndrome?
I feel like I've seen a lot.
Really? Yeah, because in California there's a bunch of Asian people.
Yeah.
I've never seen an Asian person with Down syndrome. People with Down syndrome can die from cancer, but the risk is lower. Huh.
Check AIDS.
They don't have it bad after all.
Huh. All right, this doctor might have lied to me.
Well, no, I mean that sentence sounded though like that. At one point, they probably thought nobody could.
Yeah.
Well, it's probably just like it probably took a while for it to happen. You know, it was like when people thought that black people couldn't get COVID because it just hadn't happened.
Yeah.
And then eventually, it's a small percentage of the population. Maybe like the medical world didn't even know if it had happened yet, and then eventually they're like, this retarded guy came into Sloan Kettering one day.
Yeah.
Like it happened.
It's
a medical marvel.
I forget what podcast I heard this on, but like this guy, it was like this guy like started like he was totally normal, and then he started to kind of have like pedophilic thoughts, and then he like just turned into like a pedophile, but he was aware of it, so he like told his wife, he was like, by the way, like I'm fantasizing about kids, just wanted to flag that. And so then they go to the doctor and they're like, oh well, he has a giant tumor in his head. And so then they like get it out, he goes back, he's not a pedophile anymore, he's like, okay, that was like I'm back into like normal people. And then he, like, a few years later, like, pedophilic thoughts start, like, creeping back into his head. And they go back, and they're like, oh, yeah, the tumor's back.
He had a pedophile tumor?
He had a pedophile tumor.
Let me tell you this. If I ever die of a brain tumor, no, I've been thinking about banging kids for a while. Because I'm not telling that to anybody. Like, that's the bravest thing I've ever heard.
Yo.
Like, I would be like, this is a fucking nightmare, but this is my battle, and I will fight it alone. I'm not telling
my cross to bear.
Anyone else. Like, dude, imagine that. Imagine your like best friend came to you and was like, dude, I gotta tell you, I've been thinking about banging kids. I'm like, don't tell anyone.
Don't ever say that again.
He's like, should I go to a doctor? I'm like, no, don't. Only if you're going to like get castrated or something like that.
Yeah,
but
go lock yourself in a room forever. That's not one of those things. I got to tell you because I need help. It's like
yeah,
can't fix that, bro.
yeah. If I have this mysterious tumor that I die from, I've been thinking about that.
I mean, all time bad luck to get the pedophile tumor twice. Like, give me anything else. Give me the tumor that makes me, think this way. I'm a murderer. I'm a regular rapist. Like, it has to specifically be the kid rapist tumor. That's crazy.
Was it on here? Maybe it was another podcast I listened to, but this guy like worked in the ER, was like a nurse, and then this other guy who was really old, he was like a veteran, was like dying, and then his like last words were like, by the way, this whole time I was a pedophile, I didn't act on it once, so I can die like feeling good about that.
How many people do you think are like that? Because what you just said, no one's really admitting it except for the tumor guy.
I can't imagine many. Like, I don't know, I guess that's a hope, but I
think it's just something we would never know, though. Like, I just don't think anybody would ever admit to it. So there's no like literature on it. There's no examples of it. But I wonder if there's some guys running. I mean, it's like people control sexual urges that are, you don't cheat, you don't do this, you don't do that. Like, so could happen.
Yeah, I gotta imagine that pedophile urge that hits like McDonald's Sprite. You're like,
like it's not your regular. It's not regular Sprite. It's the bubbly, spicy where you're like, this is different, and I'm gonna drink a large one.
Damn, dude.
I'm gonna get the big size, bro. I'm gonna get the super size. I am drinking this whole. It's true though. If I go to McDonald's, I get a soda. I'll have a couple sips here and there. If I get a McDonald's Sprite, I'm drinking the whole fucking thing. There is no stopping that, dude.
That's all I can live on. It's not often I get Jackie to make faces. That one got a real like, what the fuck am I doing with my life? You know what I mean? You get pussy whenever you want.
But that McDonald's, that Sprite.
God damn.
Next up.
All right, KFC. What up? Long time, first time. Time to get real, though. Barstool Deep State, talking bussin' boys. Shouted out on the presidential candidate, but by Dana White. And months ago, I was already worried about this, because it seems like Dana White kind of has something over a lot of the Barstool employees.
Dana White has like a syndicate going on.
Yeah.
He does.
In a, not a Diddy type way, but in a money type way. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about by now. I just used Google Gemini to help remind me of the actual term, which was tunnel of chaos. Google Gemini actually was able to...
What the fuck is Google Gemini?
I think it's their AI.
I've never even heard of that shit.
Just podcast scripts or whatever, but yes, the tunnel of chaos is what I'm referring to. And if
what are we looking at right
listening
now?
To what they were talking about when people like...
Is that his arm?
What the fuck? Mark Titus, Will Compton, Taylor Lewan, a few other Barstool guys were there. The Tunnel of Chaos with Dana White, who's since been kicked out of Vegas, I think, involved getting up to hundreds of $1,000s in debt. And Dana White saying, keep going, double it, until doubling it eventually equaled breaking even or something. And then that person eventually winning like $10,000 or name what you want, and you eventually get there and you risk it enough. But that just seems like if you don't have an explicit conversation beforehand, like, yo, I don't want to do this. I have no interest in gambling or winning or risking it or owing anyone anything. If you don't have that conversation beforehand, then Dana White quickly turns into someone who has bailed you out of a $200,000 debt or a $100,000 debt, I think was Mark Titus's case, and similar in all the people who were there. Like, they were down, and they were the ones at the table. And then they
kind of fuck with this theory.
Whatever they had named, and it was all good, all fine, everyone leaves.
I think we get the point. Like,
I don't get the point. What's the point?
Like these guys, like Bustin' with the Boys, like worshipped Dana White because of that time that like they were like down and out, but like Uncle Dana basically like, you know, was there to make sure you were okay and you got back.
But you have that explicit conversation before you go into the tunnel of chaos. Like, you know what the tunnel of chaos is.
Yeah. Like there is there is a level, as I understand it, they're like, you pick like the amount of money you want to make.
Yeah.
And Dana will just make sure that happens. But, like Will Compton, it took him a long fucking time. And, I don't know, like, what if there's a time where Dana's like, I think there was a time where Dana was like, I have to go. Like, but like, we'll take care of it or whatever. He was like, I think like a UFC event was starting. And he was like, we'll go. And it was like, I think Taylor and Will like gambled all night to like make sure to get him back or something like that.
Yeah.
So like, it's all done within friends, but Dana White has like, he has like deep state like presidential weird shit. Like he has like a political party almost.
Yeah,
and he does it out of like, I mean he's super rich and it's fun and he's like creating like a moment but I'm sure there's he has his motives. I think Dana White knows what he's doing when he's like he's not doing this for Joe Schmo off the street. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
he's doing it for the big dogs. I think he
so he's. Help me. He's winning money.
I think
for Will and Taylor.
I think those guys like Dave calls them out like that Bustin would do like anything. They would like die for Dana White.
Yeah,
and it's because of this.
Right.
So it's like
yeah. I mean, it's like us with Bert. Like, I'll do anything for Bert.
Right.
But that's just like
but his is more like it's explicitly like you're down $250,000 at the fucking blackjack table right now, and I will make sure you're not. You do feel a little bit like I owe that guy.
Yeah,
what I mean? He the way Bert does it with us for like fun experiences where we're just like we will always have your back. When you do it like literally with money, it does feel a little more. I can understand a conspiracy theory like this. I don't think that's what's going on. I think if Dana White ran around doing it to like random people, it might be a little more like I now own you.
Yeah,
he's doing it with like famous people and he's creating content and it's viral and it's all that shit. So. But it I don't mean this in a bad way because I like Dana White he's been good to Barstool and he's like cool with Bob Fox and all that and like but if he wanted to I think he could like flex his way into like a cult.
Yeah. Like, this is how Scientology starts.
Yeah, it's kind of like it was all fun and games and now I like you worship me and I run the fucking the whole operation. That is a funny observation that I think they're. Even if it's like subconscious or he doesn't realize he's doing it, that's happening. Because all those guys are like, if Dana White rolls in the room and says like Dana White has more control over Bustin' with the Boys than he does us.
Oh, for sure.
So
but that's you don't get invited to Tunnel of Chaos unless you're already a friend.
Well,
or a friend of a friend.
I think you get invited to the Tunnel of Chaos if you are like famous.
Friend of a friend.
Yeah. But like you have to have some clout. And there's a mutual exchange here, kind of like it's gonna be filmed, it's gonna be talked about, it's gonna be a thing. I also think there's an inherent like he loves to gamble, and it's kind of like how Bert loves to drink and party. So he does that with us, and we all share that moment where he's like, "That was fucking awesome, right? We were down and then we were up." But when it is gambling and money, there is a more direct path to like I can control you.
Yeah.
Like Bert, it's like Bert's like it's awesome, but we wouldn't like lose money or owe you or anything like that. The Dana White syndicate is keep an eye on that one because if Dana wants streamers or podcasters to do something for him, I think they're doing it. I think if Dana White told like Will you have to kill somebody, he'd be like, all right, let's go bury this body.
Do you think that if killing was legal, you would have been killed by now?
Great question. Yes. People hate me.
I
don't think you would.
Well, I'm thinking like I've found myself in some pretty dangerous situations before.
Yeah.
I would guess I probably am dead. Yeah.
When do you think you'd have been killed?
I got a knife pulled on me in Spain once. I've just been to like dangerous places.
Yeah.
I mean, like I'm only thinking because we were just talking with Steve Fury about El Salvador and Colombia.
Right. The devil's breath thing. Whatever it's called, devil's powder.
Yeah, he was like, "What are you doing in El Salvador?" I was like, "I don't know, fucking partying." Yeah. But I think I probably would have been killed by now because I've been in enough
like that
dangerous places or bad times while also being fucked up. Like I've been a meaty target pretty often.
We'll just kill this drunk white boy and take all his shit. Yeah, like when I got mugged, that guy would have just blown my head off because it's legal.
I guess. Yeah, I guess like woman. There's just no woman anymore.
They're all
always for
gone.
the taking.
That would be funny if we legalized it all and then you guys were gone and these guys would be like, there's no one left to rape or kill.
Yeah, we did it all.
We did it all.
But I mean, the fun of that is you just make a new person. So you keep one.
Oh,
keep
you're
a queen
saying
bee.
Yeah,
with the raping?
And
You just, it's
I
breeding.
said, well, I said the fun was the creating a new person, which I guess, yeah, that does make that. Nope, never mind.
What's up, guys? I specifically want to know Jackie's take on this. So, what would your reaction be if you're at the gym, end of your workout, just like stretching, and some guy like right next to you starts doing handstands and crashing, like really badly?
What a move!
There was this guy, like, he came in and he like warmed up, started doing handstands, but was not good at them, and would like, it was like dramatic. Like he would, before going, rub his hands together for like 10 seconds, go up, hold it for like not even a second, fall over, his legs would come down loudly.
Yo, I love
One time
this
he
guy.
went up, full body, just slam on the ground. And he would audibly go like, damn it, after every time he would like, talk to himself. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, do you have no self-respect? I was like right next to him, and there are other people in the gym, and I was like, I don't get it. Like, go up against the wall if you're trying to work on your handstand game. And I feel like if you're good at handstands, it's not like that weird. It's like a pretty normal addition to a workout. Like, I've done it before. I used to be a gymnast, and I've done like the shoulder taps before as like part of a workout. So I so badly wanted to just start doing handstands just to be like a dick. I think that was why it was so bizarre to me, because I was like, why would you do these if you can't? And it's like loud and dramatic when you're falling over. I didn't do them though. I try to stay away from men at all costs unless they're like my coworkers or my friends. But yeah, I don't know. That was something. I was also catching up on old episodes, listening to the one where Jackie was talking about how she fucked a felon who would imitate Robin. And so all of that together, that was something. I tried to think of a story that was like worse than that experience, like a hookup story, and I fucked around a lot before. I'm with my boyfriend now. I couldn't think of anything. That's all time. But anyways, yeah.
This woman
Any
was
times
like,
you've been at the gym and like,
she racked her brain as hard as she could.
Yeah, I
could
go, that's
think
not
of
even my worst
anything.
one. What?
The Robin one, he was kind of a good guy.
Robin.
Joker.
Okay. Yeah.
That trying to do handstands. That's her best point about this whole thing. Like, you don't try to do handstands. You either know how to do them or you don't.
Dude, I have done this. Like but I did it right. I did it. It was like I was at Tallahassee. I was at FSU at the time, and I was reading like a Men's Health, or it might have been like Gerard Butler's 300 workout, or one of those things. And it was like it wasn't a handstand, because it was like I did use the wall. So it was like you roll up to the wall and then you do like press ups.
Yeah.
So I was in the FSU gym one day, and I was like, I gotta try this 300 thing. So I did it properly, where I didn't go to the fucking floor. I went to the stairwell, and I did it under the bottom stairs.
Okay.
Like
So you didn't do this, though.
No. I Harry Pottered it, and I fucking got up once, and then immediately dropped on my head.
I was going to say, that's the real reason you shouldn't do that is because you will break your fucking neck. Because it is like the hardest thing to do.
Like, literally, I tried one time, fell on my head, never tried again since then.
I mean, it's like being like, oh, let me try a backflip. It's like, no, you're gonna fucking land on your goddamn head. There's got to be a story behind it. There's more to this tale.
Yeah, there's got to be like he
lost
had
a
to train
bet.
for something.
Somebody was watching. He's doing it on purpose, trying to make you laugh. I don't know what it is, but that would get me to go to the gym. that like she said, stay away from men. Like that guy to me is like the harmless guy at the gym.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I was hoping that was going to end in a love story because I think that would be fucking hilarious to be like, "What are you doing, dude?" And you're like, "I don't know, I'm trying to do some handstands."
But like at the gym, you see that every day.
Yeah.
What is that person doing?
The thing is, people go to the gym. Like if you go to the gym regularly, you know what you're doing. The people who go to the gym who don't know what they're doing are desperate to be in shape and just get like I can just lift, I can run, I can, you know what I mean? You don't want to be the guy like if I went to the gym right now, I remember Shane talking about doing like when he started getting in shape, he was doing like step ups on like a box like this big, and he was like it was the most like mortifying thing. You want to just be like, yeah, I'll just jump on the big box. And it's like you can't, bro. You're fucking fat and out of shape. You don't know what you're doing, you know. So it's like the people who are like, I'll just bench like put fucking 225 on there. It's like, no, man. Like, you should start with the bar. So if you apply that to, like, this dude wants to be able to do handstands.
Yeah.
Like,
gotta start small. Gotta go to little kids school.
Yeah, little gymboree.
But are they weird? Because there's always one weird guy at the gym. Are they like peacocking, or is it just like they're just unhinged?
I mean, again, this guy's awesome.
This guy's
I want to separate this guy from
I-
the regular assohole gym people. This guy's great.
I personally, red flags abound. I wouldn't date him, but he's awesome.
Falling over and be like, damn it, oh, fuck. And keep trying. It's so goddamn funny. I think the rest of them are, like, just delusional.
So weird.
It's like, I think you can't, like, admit, like, or you don't want to just be, like, lifting lightweight or, like,
I saw a guy
I can only run this slow.
Like, benching. He had, like, a 45 and a 25 on each side. And he was going like an inch down and then back up and an inch down and then back up. And then in between sets, and the only reason I saw this is I was waiting for the bench. And in between sets, he was just like taking selfies.
Well,
and I so badly wanted to go up to him and be like, yo, man, you want me to take that for you? Yeah. Just like, there's nothing more humiliating than someone seeing you take a selfie. And I wanted him to know I saw it. I saw what the fuck you were doing, wasting my goddamn time.
Yep. Yeah, it's like I'll film you while you do those reps you're doing, right?
I was gonna make you feel small. I just wanted to say, hey, I'll hold that camera for you.
Yeah. I mean, but that's it's like if you don't have the if you're too insecure to be like, I can only lift fucking the 25s. You want to have the 45s on them.
It was like literally he's like just bending his arm and back up and just bending it. I was just fucking. Get off the fuck. Like, good for you, all that good stuff. But that's not what bothered me. What bothered me was the selfies.
Yeah.
The selfies was like, get the fuck off the bench.
There was by the way, I got to give a shout out to Joey Swole. Joey Swole is just still out here making videos about people being inappropriate at the gym.
Not a thing we do anymore. It was like a 6-month fad.
John, it is. He is still going strong.
It's not crazy viral. There was a
yeah.
Like I think even by Barstool had an account like Jim Hardo's or whatever. Like that time has passed.
But it's the most commitment to a bit I've ever seen in my life. It's like he knows that's where his bread is buttered. And I'm sure maybe it's not crazy viral, but I'm sure it's still like does whatever he needs, makes money or generates followers or whatever. I can't imagine doing that as many times as he's done. It cuts to him. It's the same thing every time. He goes, when are we going to stop doing this? Like, when you stop making these videos, bro. If you stop, they'll probably stop. Like, it's legitimately the same reaction every time. The gym is not your personal space. When are we going to realize that we need to share this thing every time? But there was, the last one I saw, as I say this, it was an interesting one. This girl was hitting the bag. And this dude just came up on the other side of the bag and started hitting it. Like, she would take, like, a kick, punch, like, a quick pause before she, like, did another move. And he would just, like, start hitting it like it was his turn. And she just waited it out. I was like, that's fucking crazy to do that. But shout out to Joey Swole.
There should be, like, gym court. Like, I do feel like there's a lot of, like,
If there was, like, a Black Mirror social score at the gym, a lot of that shit would stop, I think.
Oh, yeah.
You know, if it was like you can get,
I think most of it is from
gym.
people who don't know better.
Well, there's two different things. Like when a guy like looks at you, it's like, I don't know, man. Like you're in public. People have eyeballs. Like, I don't know. You were bending over doing a squat and a guy looked at you. If he's like creeping around you and leering around you, that's different. But I think things like, like gym etiquette as far as like what you do with the, like wiping down your shit and fucking what do you do with the weights and, all that stuff. If there was like a score, you know what I mean? Like you have to pay more a month or you can't come in if you do this. Like all that shit would stop real fucking quick. Yeah, shame is the ultimate, motivator.
I had one time I was on the incline bench and a girl came in front of me and just started stretching. I could have painted that ceiling.
That's the other thing too. Is like,
not with cum. I mean, like,
yeah. For those just listening, John looked up at the ceiling.
Like I was
not talking about dick,
but it was like to the point where I was like, I think she's doing this on purpose. Yeah. It was so crazy.
Well, that's the other side of it. So yeah,
you sat in. I was already sitting here. Yeah. You sat there, and you're like, it was like the leg spread and like the leaning back. You know what I mean? Like the pose I'm kind of putting.
Yeah.
And I was just like, what the fuck is going on? This is like entrapment right now. This is nuts.
Speaking of painting the ceiling, did you see Bob Fox at Pup Punk?
No.
It was the first time he ever addressed the crowd. Like Frankie gets on the mic, Roan's front man. Everybody has like all like at least sung or like shouted out to the crowd. Never Bob Fox. And for whatever reason, he like kind of got near the mic, and Roan was like, "Oh my God, is he about to do it? Like, is Bob Fox about to address the crowd?" So they all start kind of like cheering him on, and they're like, it was like a moment, like waiting for like, what is he gonna say? And he just kind of, what did he say? He said something like, he just put his hand up and he goes, "Good evening," and it was like very funny, and everyone kind of laughed. But he said he almost yelled, "No cum out of this dick." And he was like, we were just joking about how many people in the crowd would not know the reference.
Yeah.
Probably 2 people would have got it and be like, fuck yeah. The rest of the people would have cheered and not know why they're cheering and just been like, that was weird what Bob said. "No cum out of this dick," right? What a rock star, man. Ridiculous. That might be the most ridiculous moment in Barstool history when I think about it. We had like a kid, like he just turned 18.
Yeah.
We had a boy who was barely legal, and we were monitoring his semen. Fucking crazy, dude. Like I at the time I never really thought about it. But like I don't know, his parents and shit must have been like, what the fuck are we doing here? All's well that ends well, but boy, it was a strange time. Strange time in Barstool history. All right, let's get into our interview now. This dude, Harold Perrineau from Lost, Oz, Sons of Anarchy, and the new show From. This guy was great. He was awesome. Fucking awesome. Yeah. Every time there's like a talented person and they're like a New Yorker, they're always fucking awesome. When I saw he was from Brooklyn and he came in and was like acting like that, I was like, fuck yeah, this guy is great. So if you're into any of those shows, into television at all, a lot of great stuff from him. So you know him as Michael from Lost, and now if you're watching From, he's Boyd. So Harold Perrineau on KFC Radio. Let's talk to him. All right, we're wrapping up the KFC Radio Suits episode here. Brought to you by Express. I feel like we've looked pretty sharp. I feel like you look good, you feel good, you perform better.
I've been more in my own head than I've ever been.
Really?
Oh, God,
Have you been thinking about it the whole time?
The entire time.
No way.
What? Yeah,
You're
good.
such a crazy person.
It's what's happened is we got dressed and I haven't looked in the mirror. I have no idea how I look. I have not looked in the mirror.
You look great. You're rocking a fucking Express modern tech suit. They are everyday wearable.
The suit obviously looks great, but I don't know how everything's hanging on my body. I didn't know it was about me. I got to look in the mirror before I see the world. Let the world see me. I have no idea what I look
like. Would this be if you were wearing regular clothes too, and you just didn't look in the mirror?
Probably. I just don't know. I'm just curious. Like, what do I look like?
You look great.
I'm sure I look good.
He's just so sure.
I got a nice suit on. I don't know if my tie's straight. I don't know if
you nailed it, babe. You nailed it. And you can too if you buy an Express suit today. Right now, they're affordable, they're comfortable, they're machine washable and dryable, everyday use. Whether you're dressing up one time or going to the office every morning, the modern tech suits are where it's at. If you're a more casual guy, they got the perfect Pima cotton T-shirt. I got a whole bunch of those now. Express cracking my T-shirt rotation is a big deal, and I got a whole bunch of Express shirts now. They also have the polos if you need to dress up and look like a lame dad. But hey, some of us we don't have to worry about that. You got the hyper stretch jeans that are comfortable enough to wear all day long and good enough to wear out. The 1MX shirts are the breathable, easy care. They're stretched. They're the best button downs in the game, and you can dress them up or dress them down. and then the modern tech suits, of course. And with with winter coming, you got the 100% merino sweaters, which are breathable, and they say temp regulating. I don't know how that works, but I know that when I put on the Express sweaters, I don't get as hot as I usually do. They got that moisture wicking or whatever it is, so you can wear a nice sweater. As I get older and just get hotter and hotter and I'm more and more uncomfortable, it's like I can't wear the same sweatshirts and hoodies and jackets, all that Sherpa stuff that I loved. I'm like, it's too hot for me now.
Yeah.
So I got to find the right stuff, and that's where Express comes in. So find everything you need all holiday season at express.com. All right. Super pumped to have Harold Perrineau in here. You have a resume, my man, that is pretty fucking good.
I'm old, man. It's been a long time.
I don't mean this in a rude way. You look great for your age.
Thank you, man.
I guess we shouldn't play this.
You
game, but how old do you think he is?
I guess.
It's a tough one.
All right, I'm going to guess. Let's see. I'm going to put real thought into this. Lost was 2004 start, something like that.
Yep.
I'm going to guess you were 27 then.
Okay.
So I'm going to go 47.
Whoa! Absolutely wrong.
Hit him.
I just turned 61 this year.
No way!
And that's the response I like. You know what, brother? You're old as...
Black don't crack. I just saw it today. I saw the 6. I was like, no.
Yeah, no, yeah.
There must be a mistake.
No, I feel like that too. Sometimes I look and go like, wait, let me look at my birth certificate again. 'Cause even I'm not exactly sure. Something feels off.
You look like you're in good shape. Actually, you look like, I feel like maybe it's because of the jackets in From, but Boyd looked a little heftier.
Boyd is,
Were you bigger? Did you trim down?
Yeah.
Or is that just
Boyd is a little bigger. He's an ex-military guy.
Right.
He was about to retire.
Right.
He's just kind of like, he's just more of a burly guy. And then when I come back home and I'm like in jiu-jitsu and all that stuff, the bigger I am, the younger guys are just killing me. I just run out of breath. I try to put my weight on them and then they just spin around. so then I have to slim down a little bit. So at least I can catch up a little bit.
You're a jiu-jitsu guy?
Yes.
Is that a new thing, or is that when did you start that?
Years ago, but
before it was a craze kind of thing, or when it, because now I feel like
well after the first UFC.
Got it.
After after that, maybe 10 years after that, and then I started and I went up.
That's still pretty early
Henzo
on
School.
Yeah.
And I tried it there for a little while, but I was always in and out because, I just tried. I got kids to feed, so I had to work a lot. So it was always in and out.
Did you find that changed you, like, as a person?
What's that?
Like just jiu-jitsu and combat sports and stuff like that. We always hear about how, like, it makes you so much more confident and stuff like that. Like, did you feel like it made you walk into a room and you're like, I'm that dude?
Well, I never feel like I'm that dude, especially now with you guys.
Dude, I'm in a purple sweater. Don't worry.
But martial arts in general did that for me. So before jiu-jitsu, it was boxing and kung fu and all this other stuff, because I was always such a little dude in my neighborhood, and that actually helped me feel like I could defend myself.
So you could throw hands. You could fuck people up.
Well,
if it came down to it.
I'm 61, so I can live about 3 minutes, and then that's kind of. If I don't win after that, it's just like, do what you want.
You might be 61, but I guarantee if you check like real body age, you're the youngest person in this room.
Guaranteed, bro. Can take us together, probably.
I'm just gonna have to take your word for it. I'm not gonna challenge it.
We got to talk about so many things.
Okay,
but I do want to lead off with probably, I think, maybe a little bit of a less talked about role.
Oh, okay.
But I think Damon Pope.
Oh.
I think Damon Pope is one of the most villainous, depraved motherfuckers ever on television. We do a lot of like drafts and like top 10 lists and that kind of content here. And we do like villains on TV. And I remember being like, Damon Pope. If you don't know about it, what he did to Tig's daughter, no, that stuck with me. Like I'll just think about that on random days when Tig's tied up and like no, and I get goosebumps. I'm like, that was fucked.
That was fucked up.
Stuck
and
with
then
me,
when they kill Opie, dude, I still hear this exactly the sound when it hits his head.
That's one of those shows,
like,
man. So beloved, guy. Like so many guys watched all 900 seasons of that show.
Exactly.
Well,
exactly.
it's a story I've told countless times. But when I started watching that show with my roommate, I was living in Boston at the time,
right?
And we both loved it.
Right.
But he had a real job. I did this for a living, so I could stay up all night. So he would go to bed. We'd watch 3 episodes.
Right.
He'd go to bed at 11 p.m. I'd watch 3 more.
Oh,
but then I wouldn't have the heart to tell him. So I would watch.
You watch
I'd watch the next night.
The show.
I double watch the show.
That's wild. You really did like the show.
I was like, I don't want to spoil it for him because he we're enjoying this. It's a bonding moment.
Exactly.
But I can't stop watching either.
Jax gets to the motorcycle. Never mind. Never mind. You'll see.
That's a great one, man. But I mean,
but David Pope was villainous. He was bad.
That's like a. It's all acting, but I don't know. I feel like you got to go to a different place when you're setting daughters on fire.
No, here's the thing. I think about it all the time, and people ask me like, "Is that hard to do?" And I was like, "Actually, it's not. It's not even hard to think about because what happens." And I got girls myself.
Right.
If I were in Damon Pope's shoes, and someone killed my daughter for nothing,
right,
sitting in a restaurant,
right,
and I had the kind of access that he has. Burning her, your kid, might be the nicest thing the nicest thing I, Harold, am going to do. You know what I mean? She's just so I had to take it from that place.
Point
like,
of view,
what would a dad feel about somebody killing his daughter, and then a dad with the kind of access and the aptitude that Damon has? Like, what would that do? And then all of it didn't seem so hard at all.
Right.
And then people were like, yeah, that must have been crazy. I was like, nah, not really.
Again, Harold will fuck you up. Be careful with this man.
I'm not setting anybody on fire. But yeah, it's heartbreaking. And we really used it was really practical. We used an actual stunt person to light on fire.
Yeah.
And so that actually, that's shocking.
Yeah,
it's shocking.
So
it's
like
they're like, you ready? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, wait, are you really ready?
Yeah. Are you sure this is your career choice?
I don't know if
you know what fire is, right?
You should have another job. She was great, man.
When you use a stunt person, are you still the one who lights the flame, or do they have kind of a professional do that?
They had a professional throw the match in and then shoot me looking in.
Okay.
Yeah. Just because
you don't get you don't get to scratch that. It's like, I wonder what's like to light someone on fire.
I wouldn't want to
get that match. Yeah. They have their whole team is there and to make sure it's really, really safe. But it is frightening to see. And then watching Kim do that, and Kim is great.
Yeah, that was great. I mean, it's one of the I know Sons is kind of it's like a guy's soap opera type of shoot 'em up show, but like in those moments, there's some real fucking acting going on.
If you don't believe those guys, then the show doesn't work, right? If you don't believe that,
right? He was great.
Yeah. And Kim's got those crazy eyes.
Yeah.
I mean, those crazy blue eyes are just so blue.
Yeah,
I remember when he met my
piercing.
daughter, I was a little like, hey, Kim,
take it easy,
back up. And he wasn't doing anything, but you just get nervous. You start seeing the character, like, it's crazy. But I love that dude. He's great. They're all great.
I mean, as great as Sons was, I mean, you got Oz.
Lost. A lot of craziness.
I mean, those are, you have 4 at minimum all time shows. I feel like if you get on one of those, you're like
lucky,
had a good career, lucky, and you got major roles on all of them.
That's what I say. I count myself as very lucky all the time.
So you have to tell me now your favorite one and rank them in order of importance.
Oh, okay, here we go. Ready? Don't anybody offended. No.
I feel like Oz, though. Oz, we're living in what I think is like a television golden age, right? And even probably like 10 years ago was really like Sopranos and Breaking Bad and everything at its peak.
Right.
But like a lot of people always say Oz was that first one.
Right.
That HBO drama that was like, holy shit, this is real acting. It's not a TV show. Like this is as good as any major movie. It's just that you watch it week to week.
Right.
So I feel like that's got to be pretty cool to be a part of. Like, kind
actually,
of it off.
if I'm going to be honest, it actually is my favorite one. Like,
really?
and only because it really was the first hour-long drama on television, on cable television.
Right.
They only had, like, at that time they had 2 comedies on them. One Larry Sanders Show, and then they had something else.
Right.
And so then we were the first hour-long drama. And HBO, to their credit, they would come and watch, us shoot stuff. Like Chris Maloney would be there, and some guy would go down him, and then he'd snap his neck, and they go, the executives walk in and they go, okay. And they just walk out.
What we signed up for. Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. It really did pave the way for that shit. It was like, you're going to see, language, violence, sex, crazy, and then it all went from there. So.
Yeah. I was talking to somebody recently, and I was saying, like, again, Oz is one of those shows. They really set up the stakes really well. That first season, we had a character in the very first episode that everyone loved, like right in the very first episode. And at the end of the episode, they set him on fire in his cell.
I really feel like when shows do that, it sets the tone.
It sets the tone.
Like, this is not like a money grab. We're not worried about ratings. Like,
None
we have
of it.
a fucking story and we're telling it.
Yep.
So
yeah, we didn't have to worry about any of that.
Yeah, that's
and then
great.
we wound up for a while just being like, oh, you're one of those wacky actor guys from Oz. Right? So it was hard to get a job after.
Was it really? Were people like, turned off by it? Or
they were just like, oh, you guys do that whatever wild thing that is over there. And so like we were still in the heyday of network television.
Right.
And so they were like, I don't think we have anything for you. And I'm like, no, I'm an actor.
Yeah.
Like we're playing. This is not real.
But do you feel now that like, do you get revered for being a part of Oz?
People
switch?
now, they do that.
I hope you got your just due. I can understand.
Yeah, no.
That's what happens when you're ahead of your time, right? People are like, holy shit, I don't know what to do with this. And then it turns out to be like, this was one of the greatest pieces of entertainment ever.
Yeah, so I'll be really lucky about it.
Do you guys? It's actually funny. I in calculating your age, I made the mistake of forgetting Oz. Right. But I was reading an article recently about like the 10 most important shows in HBO history, and one was, I actually forget one. 2 was Inside the NFL. And 3 was Larry Saunders, and then I believe Oz was 4.
Oh, wow.
And it was because it said the same type thing where it was like it was the first hour long yada yada.
Right.
Do you like look at HBO now or premium television now, and you're like, I helped build that shit.
Yeah, every
once in a while, I go, "You're welcome." You're welcome.
It's true though. Like I don't know if Oz bombed or you guys sucked.
Right.
Who literally knows where television goes?
Exactly,
Right?
and that's all the credit to Tom Fontana. Like while I love being a part of it, like that's all the credit to the writer Tom Fontana. Like it was his idea, it was his baby, and like we just got to roll along for the ride.
Yeah, for sure. But sometimes a day laborer drives by a mansion and goes, "I fucking put that thing up."
Well, that's kind of how it feels. Yes.
But, I'm sure he'd say, I wrote a story, but I can't act, and it wouldn't come to life without me.
Right.
It's kind of like sports and like coaching and
Right.
building a team versus the guys who do it. And
Right,
there's a reason why it all kind of comes together.
I remember back in the day, I was a kid, and this is going to be really long. I remember the first time I saw my
Way
dad.
back in the day, like 100 years ago.
100 years ago. I rode my horse over to the state. No, I remember the first time I saw Dr. J do this like layup from behind under the back. Right?
Yep.
I was like, wow. And then like after that, like everybody was like, wait, can we do that?
Yeah. No, I really think it does though. I
Crazy.
think sports a lot of times has that where it's like certain boundaries that don't get passed.
Right.
Certain things you don't do, and then a guy just like does it. Like, I'm going to shoot from almost half court.
Exactly
and
right.
Steph Curry did it, and everyone was like, "Wait, what?" And then now everyone, like little kids, are doing it. You know, it's like, wait a minute,
right.
It just takes somebody to show you the way.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like in
exactly.
What's the Will Ferrell movie, the basketball movie?
Basketball? No.
We all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And when the ref blows a whistle after they dunk, he's like, foul?
Yeah.
Two fouls.
Yeah.
You can't. You're not going to do that.
Yeah, exactly. Right. It's like that. Changes the landscape.
It changes the landscape. Yeah. So I feel like lucky to be part of that one. Yeah. So
now, I'm a big fan of From.
Yes.
I'm watching From.
Okay, got it. I love it. Thank you.
Yes, I really love it. I think it's amazing. I think one of the best parts of it is I'm into like weird sci-fi shit,
right?
But I think the dialogue in that show is so real.
Got it.
The last episode I just watched is you and I forget. I love the show, but I always forget the names. The woman who runs Colony House,
Donna. She played the character.
The way
Donna.
you guys were arguing, and you were like, I get it. It's just
right.
Okay, and she was like. Yes. None of you said a word, but it was like, that's how people in that spot really would have been like, I understand what you're talking about, but just leave me alone for right now because it's fucked up.
Right.
And it was like, wow, that was very, very real dialogue.
Yeah.
So, as crazy as that show is, there's something very real about it where it's like, that's what a person in this fucked up, weird world would be acting like.
Exactly, yeah.
Now,
John is a great writer.
I just need, right now though,
Right.
I need to know, and I need you to make me this promise.
Yes.
That we land the plane on this one.
The plane will be landed.
Like, 'cause I've heard from the writers and the showrunners that have said, like, what's the connection to Lost is the same.
Our executive director is Jack Bender.
Right.
Oh,
Yes. Okay. And Jeff Pinkner was one of the writers on the second season of Oz. He comes from that J.J. Abrams camp.
Got it.
Like,
right.
Yeah.
And so I feel like I've heard from them that, like, don't worry, we have, like, a plan, and it's going to go somewhere.
Yes.
Well, like, it fucking better. Okay?
I guarantee you, and I'm saying this like I really know. The truth is, I asked them not to tell me.
Oh, okay.
I just asked them, are you going to land the plane? I literally asked that, and they were like, 100%. When we sold the show, we wouldn't take an offer. We wouldn't tell them the ending until we got an offer. And so lots of people liked the show, but they were like, well, tell us the ending. And they're like, make us the offer. You got some good shit, though. So that's, they are going to land the plane. They keep saying it over and over and over. And
I'm shocked by season 3 now is like, we keep adding. Like, it's new characters and new storylines. And I'm like, that's a lot to manage if you are going to land the plane and tie it all together. But
this year the monsters are really mean. They're cruel.
Dude, leaving that guy half dead on the ambulance was like...
When we with the tan chair, exactly.
Yeah. Maybe that's the end. David Pope comes out. I'm just fucking with you guys.
This is my idea. How do you like my town?
Now, I mean, I say that, like, Lost is one of my favorite shows ever. Right. I do think towards the end they kind of didn't land the plane. I do think the pendulum swung too far the other direction. If you go back and watch it, I think it's amazing.
Right.
And, like, it's like we just kind of, I'm sure there was corporate stuff and bureaucratic bullshit, whatever. But like Lost at its peak, I think, is one of my favorite things ever.
Right.
But there did, I think, after Lost and a couple other shows, even The Sopranos ending, there is this thing on TV now, like, you better, like we say, land the plane.
Yes, exactly.
Do you feel that, like, as an actor, where like being a part of Lost and then doing something else, was that something you care about, or did you think it ended poorly?
No, I really cared about it. Like, when I first read the script, and I was like, well, let me start off like this. They knew, Jack Bender and Jeff Pinkner and John Griffin, who's the writer, and it was his first show, right? They knew, like, there were going to be a million comparisons to Lost. They knew it from the very beginning. So originally, when they were casting, they were like, we don't want anybody from Lost.
Right.
We don't want anyone at all from Lost. And so my buddy, who's the casting director, is like, I don't know, I think Harold is the guy. And they were like, we don't want to. And so
I can understand that thinking.
Yeah. They were like, we don't want to. And then I read it, and then I talked to them again. I was like, I don't know. I think I might be the guy.
Dude. Yeah.
I think I am. And they were like, well, maybe. And so we always knew that, right? Yeah. That being said, we actually have the fortune, like we did in Oz, to have a young network that's like, do what you want.
Right.
So MGM is letting us, like, do the show that we want to do, and that's how we're getting away with some of the stuff. So there's a lot of, like, cursing sometimes, and like you said, that dialogue. But we don't have anybody that we have to worry about sponsors, and we got to worry about fixing this or that, or elongated so that we have a lot more. We have about a certain amount of seasons.
Can you give me that number?
Sorry.
Is it over or under twice the amount you have out right now?
It is. Okay, so it is under the amount we have now.
That's good. I think that's good. Because I think that's what I mean, I'm speaking, I've never been in the industry, but I feel like what happens is you have a hit.
Right.
And you have XYZ episodes left, and then the sponsors and shit are like,
we
want triple that.
Right.
You try to meet somewhere in the middle, and you fuck it up.
And then you have an episode about somebody fixing the crease in their pants. Yeah. You're like, what are we talking about?
What does the Lost cast think of the Nikki and Paolo episode from Lost? I mean,
they just disappeared, right?
That was just gone. Crazy. It was just an hour of television with two people who were not on the show. It's fucking nuts, man. It was fucking nuts.
Well, I wholeheartedly agree with all that in dramas and things like that. But I saw someone say the other day where it was like, we got to bring back meaningless episodes for comedies.
Yes.
Yeah, comedy can go forever.
Like every comedy now is like The Bear, where you're like, is it a comedy?
Yeah.
And like everything's like a plot line.
Right,
Whereas
right.
I think this example was like, there was an episode of Friends where Joey just played baseball all day.
Right.
And he never touched a ball again.
Right.
It didn't have anything to do with anything.
Yeah, I think that, I think you're right about
You
that.
just turn your brain off and you're like, I don't know. Like the episodes were 30 seasons long, 25 seasons long.
That's what's crazy.
25 episodes. Yeah.
That really, I mean, Lost was 2 episodes?
22 episodes, 24 sometimes.
That
was
is
18,
so
a lot of
much
writing.
more.
That's a lot.
Than, nowadays it's like 10 max.
Yeah.
I mean, The
8.
Diplomat just came out. Season 2 just came out. It's 6 episodes.
That's like, a
yeah.
quarter of a season
And they're great.
of Lost.
They're great. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But
Yeah.
it's 6 episodes.
It's like watching an extended movie.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
and that's
Right.
really good because it's going to start and it's going to end. You're like, I got it.
Yeah.
What do you think birthed all that? Because I know the BBC used to be like that. Like
Right.
BBC was always like, I watch Luther, and like Luther has, I think season 4 is 2 episodes.
2
long.
episodes. Wild, right? Yeah.
Like,
Just make a movie.
Go ahead.
but I did always respect that about the BBC shows where they were just like, we don't know how long the story is, but that's how many episodes we're going to be.
Right,
whatever great story we came up with this year, if it's a 2-hour story, then, or if it's an 8-hour story, whatever it may be.
Right.
And I always thought that was cool until every show started doing it. Where I was like,
I want some length. I want to dig into a show.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
really-
I think there's a couple of factors there. Like one, the streaming, like Orange is the New Black, I think was the first one. Just like put all the episodes out,
Right, yeah.
and then everybody started binging. That first thing that you see, we can binge it all. Like, but you don't want to binge 24.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's like episodes. That's one. And then the other thing I think is the thing we were talking about. I think at some point even the writers were like, we're diluting our stories because you guys want more to sell more Johnson & Johnson baby powder.
Yeah.
Nothing against Johnson & Johnson baby powder. We love it.
speaking of sponsors, get some Sable in here.
That was really good.
I learned from the best.
That was really good. I didn't even think of that. And it's my thing.
So Sable Bourbon.
Yes,
you
Sable.
said you linked up with your buddies, like your
My
friends.
buddies, so I'm in a movie, a couple of movies called The Best Man Holiday, and then we have The Best Man Final Chapters. And so it's me, it's Morris Chestnut, Taye Diggs, and the writer of them, Malcolm D. Lee. And in order to get a chance to work together again, we came together to do this
to get
bottle.
rich.
To get rich and a little drunk on the way.
I like this.
So, yeah.
This catchphrase here, bottled in brotherhood. That's
Yeah. And it really is about our friendship and a lot of time we worked together and all that stuff. And so it's delicious. And
It's a little bit early, but do you want to start drinking?
I'm not going to, but you can. I got one more. Yeah. But you're going to love it.
I'm gonna. We'll do a taste test for sure.
Yeah. I'm telling you, it's beautiful. It's smooth, and what we're interested in doing is creating more community, man. Like sharing it with our friends and our family and holidays. I think you're gonna love it.
You get a new episode of From and pop a bottle and.
Well, the first couple of
have a,
episodes of From, I was doing a lot of drunk tweeting.
My
God! Did you see what just happened? They killed Tension.
I was about to say this. I mean, I'm chronically on the internet like all the time, and I'm a big TV like junkie. I have not seen an internet reaction quite like Tianjin since like I don't know, the big deaths of television.
It's
the From
brutal.
community they were crushed. I mean, spoiler alert, but there was a death in the show. And this character,
it was brutal.
I was like. I felt it watching it, and then I hopped on Twitter, and I was like, "Oh, everybody felt this."
Yeah,
shit. Like,
it's a brutal one.
That was a tough one.
Yeah.
And
So that's what
the sun and the note. Oh man, it is good.
Yeah. The whole thing is so brutal, and so the fans really felt it.
Who do you think? I mean, Boyd is a real stand-up motherfucker. He's a good dude. Right?
I think so.
And I feel like Michael was kind of like a misunderstood. He's doing what he needed to do for his son,
right.
But then crossed some lines,
right?
So I was thinking the other day about like, what if you drop Michael into the From town?
Yeah,
like how he would like.
I think Michael was a stand-up dude. I think like he didn't know what to do with his kid. Like I always think of Michael as a guy who just got screwed over. Like, look, he was with his girl, and then she was like, you're a loser, so I'm going to leave you, and I'm going someplace else. It's like, sometimes you're in the, you don't have a job. Yeah, I've been there.
Right.
You don't have a job.
Just down and out.
And so actually, I might have some with you. She brought it actually. And then he goes to get his kid, and the guy's like the dad, the stepdad is like, yeah, I can't take care of him. It's like, oh, this is crazy. And he takes his kid, and then you get on a plane crash, and you're on an island, and somebody snatches the kid. It's crazy.
It is such a funny thing to be like, I don't like the way this person's acting in this insane situation.
Exactly. I would never do that. Fucking monsters.
He's being kind of a jerk, right, guys? Like, he's not a. What are you talking about? There's smoke monsters and polar bears. Like, reality doesn't count out here.
Exactly. Well, cheers, gentlemen.
To a great career, man. To a great career and a great. Great new,
I hope you guys love Disabled, because I really do.
Oh yeah,
it's really good, man.
Oh yeah,
really
you
good.
like that little?
Dude, that was like me guessing 47, and then 61 hit. I was like, whoa, hang on a second here.
Right, that little after thing that comes in like.
Were you involved in this process? Because we put out a bottle of rye a couple years ago. We went up to Whistle Pig Farm, and we did the whole taste testing and And, I don't know what I'm talking about, but I know what I like and don't like, and kind of talked through all that. Did you do that whole process?
We did the whole process because in the movies, The Best Man, we always drink when we're communing, when we're playing cards, when there's somebody who has trouble. It's always some sort of brown alcohol, right?
Okay.
And so when we went to Bespoken, who's our distiller, we were like, we want to do something in the brown. So we tried the ryes, we tried straight whiskeys, we tried bourbons, we did them all, and then this was the one that we were all like, that one.
Yeah.
When you know, right?
That one right there.
I don't know exactly what words to use, but that's the one.
But that's the one, and we all were in agreement.
Yeah.
And it was
That's
like
great,
they were
man.
like, of course you picked that one. It's a great one. And so they have
It's really good.
Really good. Yeah, right. Yeah.
Good, dude.
There have been a lot of times on this show where I try something, I'm like, this is the best, go buy it. This is a real one.
It's really
this
good.
is really good.
And some of the cocktails that we make are great. They're really
Old fashions and
really-
whatnot. Do you
we
drink
do
it straight?
old-fashions.
How do you take it?
I do them all actually.
Yeah.
I drink it straight a lot. I drink it on the rocks, and I also like because I have a lot of friends who are a little scared of bourbon, and so we got a bunch of different cocktails that we make. Some with coffee and some
Sweeten
with
them up,
blueberry.
and
Like
yeah.
Just like we can do a whiskey sour with a bourbon.
Sure.
That,
Yeah.
That's
Bro,
dope.
it's a
Dope.
good business to be in, the alcohol game,
man.
because that ain't ever going away.
It ain't. It's not gonna go
acting
away.
comes and goes. and,
Exactly.
whatever.
Getting drunk always.
we were just talking about some of your characters, and I've always wondered with actors, like, do you have a specific role where you were like, that was fucking easy? Like I didn't even have to try. Like that, this character is just me. Like I didn't even have to act here.
No, not.
I
Not
feel like
yet.
you would be a Boyd type of guy.
Oh, do you?
I don't know. I mean, I just met you, but if say right now shit went south and like the zombies start knocking at the door, I think I would go, what do we do? I look at her.
I've got some experience,
what do you
guys.
think?
TV experience, but let's see.
You can go Wahlberg on us.
I don't know. I try to take stuff from my life and bring it to the characters. And Lost was kind of the only one, because we really didn't know what we were going to shoot, and I hadn't worked like that. That some of Michael's instincts are really just my instincts, because I just didn't know. But I wouldn't say that Michael is me, right?
Right.
But I can't say that there's anything that
Is
so me.
What about Michael? Like just like fatherhood and like,
Just
you're a Brooklyn guy, right?
Yeah,
Did
yeah.
you live here for a while, or do you live? I'm assuming you live. In
I live
Los Angeles
in LA after Oz. After I did Oz, and then I did The Matrix, and then
Right.
somehow filming wasn't happening here as much,
Yeah.
so we moved.
But so you did
to
a
LA.
huge chunk of your life in New York.
I'm from
Like
New
you
York.
consider yourself a New Yorker?
Yeah.
Yeah, right,
Kidding me?
right. Yeah.
Brooklyn.
Boy. Yeah. But that's
You
what I
never
mean.
leave
Like,
that.
I
Never
know
goes away.
it's probably cliche and a little bit corny, and I'm sure people outside of New York like roll their eyes. But I do think like when you're acting or doing a role like that, there's probably some of that New York in you.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I gotta
yeah.
protect my fucking son.
I gotta protect my
fuck
kid.
you,
I got
man, whatever.
exactly.
Yeah,
exactly
yeah.
right. That comes up, and so and I bring some of those things to it, and so yeah. Every once in a while, even in the first season of From, I said to Donna, we were doing the ceremony for them to choose the rocks or the whatever. And Donna is talking. I go, shut the fuck up. Right? Like I just
That's what I'm talking about. That shit.
Yeah, the lady there went, ooh, like that. And I was like, oh, what happened? And my dad was like, yeah, I know that. That sounds exactly like you. I was like, oh, does it?
Yes.
Like, it was like,
Yes.
yeah. My wife was like, yeah. So
exactly what I'm talking about.
Exactly.
And that
You
show
bring a
is
thing
very
out.
like
Yeah, you don't even
very real.
recognize it, but like that's fuck up. Fuck up. Like, but somehow it feels
So,
like from Brooklyn.
Can you give me anything from like? I mean, well, actually, you can because you don't know you don't know the ending, right?
I actually don't know the ending.
Can you give me what your guess is? Then are you allowed to talk like that? Like
we can talk.
So many of these things, I feel like everybody automatically goes to. They're dead.
Right.
They're in purgatory. Like this big thing in Lost.
Right.
And then there's always that always is the kind of a theme because there was that show. What was the other one that was so good but so bad that they had a plane crash? Manifest.
Yeah, right.
Same thing. Are they alive? Are they dead?
I always called it Pages. Like Pages.
So people automatically go there. You know, like what do you think is going on?
So here's what I do know: they're not dead, and we're not in purgatory. So confirmed.
Absolutely not.
We're not dead.
Okay,
We're not in purgatory. So that's what I do know. I also know that we are only at the tip of the iceberg for whatever these things are.
Wow.
That season 3, we're starting to get to know whatever this place is. And so that being said, my guess is it's always been like some type of experiment. But there also might be some kind of time continuum.
Well, the thing about you can't get out, like physically can't get out, makes you think there's some sort of sci-fi thing.
Yeah, there's some sort of sci-fi.
If you were just trapped in a town because someone wasn't letting you leave, I would think it's like an experiment, like with the M. Night Shyamalan movie, The Village.
Right.
Yeah.
That was just like they're choosing to keep you trapped.
Right.
But if there is like you physically cannot get out of this town by driving in one direction, there's got to be some kind of Bermuda Triangle shit, time travel.
Yeah.
That's the stuff I like, so I get nerdy with that.
Yeah. And so I'm really curious to see if that's what it is, if it's also some kind of science loop. Like,
do other actors know? Or did you?
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
If you wanted to know, would you be allowed to know?
I would. That's the perks of being like...
You've seen the poster, right?
I could ask them, but I can't. But no.
So that's a lot of... I feel like if that was me, I would ask.
See,
would you?
I think I would like to believe that I would be like, no, I want to be like the viewer, and I want it to be surprised, and for the craft and all that. And then, like, after, like, 2 weeks, I'd be like, you gotta tell me.
I remember seeing a clip of Bryan Cranston talking about Breaking Bad, and Vince Gilligan made the decision they only get one episode at a time. Right. And he was talking about how much he loved that because when he's doing the scene with Jesse where he's got the gun to his head and he's like, if you think I could do this, if you think I could poison a boy, pull it. He didn't think he did it. And then, 3 episodes later, he's like, oh, my God, I did it.
Right. That's awesome. And that's the reason. Yeah. That's exactly the reason. Because subconsciously, if you know the ending or if you know the thing, you'll be like, if you think I didn't do it, go ahead. You'll do one little thing and somebody goes, oh, did he do it?
Yeah, he might know something.
Yeah, right. Yes. And I don't ever want anybody to think
I'll say this.
That I know that.
If something goes left and Boyd is somehow a bad guy or a villain, I'm going to be crushed. Listen, I went through however many goddamn seasons of Game of Thrones rooting for Jon Snow's ass to just have him not pay off at all. Right. If Boyd's not the fucking hero in the end, I'm going to call up your boys. We got problems.
I was actually surprised that the girl was...
brother, I think everybody else was too. You know what? I think she was. I mean, that's the perfect example of like they just, who knows really what went on, but they were supposed to go on and do Star Wars, and the book wasn't finished, and spiraled out of control for them, and they just were like, let's make this beloved character go fucking crazy and burn everyone alive. I don't know. That's like
is that what happened?
Yeah. That's the fan speculation. The two showrunners were chosen to do the next Star Wars that was like coming up.
Right.
the author, George R. R. Martin, never finished the books.
Got it.
And I think there was some like time constraints and some fights with the network about how to wrap it up. And I think they just like zipped it up real fast and left a lot of people. Yeah, left a lot of people upset. Yeah. Do you watch TV?
Tipsy already. I'm not gonna lie. It's early, gentlemen.
I had like a sip. I was like, all right.
I'm sweating a little bit.
I'm sorry. I'm sure your team didn't love it, but you can't bring a bottle of whiskey to 2 Irish.
We're gonna be here all day. Everybody just strap in.
Just cancel it. Hang out, bro. Call up the boys. Get the brotherhood here. We'll all hang out, man.
I love it here with you guys. I love it here. This is
you
crazy.
were just saying off camera that you kind of had this idea of like a laid back, chill on your couch and watch sports and shit the guys, and ESPN said no.
They said no, years and years and years ago, because and I think they probably said no because part of my pitch was I don't know anything about sports. No, okay, that might be fair.
The worldwide leader in sports might have something to say about that.
Right, but the idea was to always have experts on, people who really knew it. But then like instead of suits,
let me tell you something, though, bro.
Chill and watch it.
Let me tell you something about the word experts.
All right,
there's like one expert, you know. Like if Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes are telling you about football,
right?
Listen to them.
To them.
The rest of these guys are just saying what
Got it.
Everybody games win and lose, coin flips.
Right.
Like, it's just there's some people smarter than the others, but when it comes to sports,
see, this is the kind of information that I need.
I remember.
So it makes sense.
Kevin and I were at the Super Bowl once, and we went out to dinner with like some of our friends and some people who were producers at CBS.
Right.
And the producers at CBS were talking to us. They didn't know us. We were friends with like the on-air people, and the producers didn't know us. So they're like, "So you guys do sports?" And we're like, "Kind of, but like not like you guys. Like we don't really know what we're talking about." And they go, "Let us tell you a little secret." They don't know either.
That's it.
I was like, awesome. "Oh, really?
Oh, really?"
And they
awesome.
It's all right.
Got it.
It is like I remember we have a couple like former NFL players who work here, and Taylor Luano I remember him being like, if you're not in the huddle and heard the play called, you can't talk about what was supposed to happen on that play because he's going through. It's like we have 5 plays that look like this, and they all it's like there's 11 moving pieces. It's hard to know what you're talking about, particularly when people like me are like, well, I played high school football, so
what he should have done.
Like, that is a different sport entirely than what you're watching.
Exactly. That's wild.
Dude,
this is a great show.
I cannot believe how fast that 45 minutes went. It's over.
I know.
Well, is that it? Is that our 45 minutes?
I checked my phone thinking we have 15 more, and it fucking flew.
And that was it.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else because I was such a Lost fan.
Yeah,
I love Suns. Is there anything else we really got to get out of this guy before he leaves?
I want to know a show recommendation.
Yeah,
show recommendation.
Yeah, what do you watch? Kevin kind of
what I was watching when I was in. This is really weird. What would give me like a little bit of a respite is Peaky Blinders.
That was pretty heavy fucking respite, though.
I know because it's really heavy. We got monsters and stuff like that. It's like some Irish guys.
Peaky is amazing.
I think that just wrapped. I think the movie just wrapped.
Oh, did they wrap the movie?
I think so. Yeah, I could be wrong, but they've certainly been shooting it.
Cillian Murphy's so.
Oh my God, he's good at that.
Tom Hardy and all the brothers.
So good. Yeah. So
what before you go, like, I mean, what would be next? I mean, From is just prime time cooking. You got a few more years of that, so you don't have to worry. But is there something you want to do? A movie of some sort, a reunion of some sort, anything? Is there anything left on your resume that you really bucket list type shit?
Right.
Because you are 61. You're getting up there. Right?
You really don't have a lot more time, bro. I know you look good. No. Here's the thing. I've said it my whole career. Anytime I pick what I want to do, it's never as fun as like what shows up. Do you know what I mean? And so,
you let it just come.
I just let it come because I like to be open to anything, and I like to try everything. And so, if we get to do another Best Man, that'll be good. Mm-hmm. If we get to do it drunk, that'll be good. If not, you know what I mean? I have a couple of things that I've been producing, and so we're taking them around and see if those things will happen. And but as far as acting, I actually don't really know. Like I'm going to look and see what happens and see what comes up. Yeah,
great.
So just hang out,
dude. It's been a pleasure, man. Your resume is top notch.
Thanks, bro.
Your shows are great.
Thank you, man. I appreciate
anytime
that.
you want to come and talk about how we don't know about sports and get drunk. Like,
what are you doing tomorrow?
My favorite pastime.
Brother, we're always here, man.
I got 3 bottles. One for you. No. Like Oprah up in here.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, gentlemen.
Thank you very much, Harold.
It was fun.
Awesome, dude.
I'm totally sweating.
All right, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, like, and leave a comment below. Click that button.
Or I'll cut off my finger.